Pushed the button too early there. Never mind. We'll survive. But, yes, I was hovering over. Accidentally triggered the button. Let's begin. Start the game. I have a controller to the side of me. I have a controller to the other side of me, actually. I've got too many controllers. Which arguably is... I've got a controller behind me. I don't know. I'm now suddenly realising how many controllers I have in this single room. And it's an alarming volume. Oh god, there's some to the diagonal behind me as well. Oh good god. In fact, there's multiple over there. I'm just now comprehending quite how many video game machines I possess in this singular room. Whereabouts? I'm trying to think three-dimensionally as well. Which is below me. No, there's none below me and there's none above me. Some below to a diagonal, but none directly below me. Load the game, let us play. Let us play of revenge and regret. Bioweapons maintenance. Save data 1 chapter 5, please. Thank you very much. Lightning learns the reason for Hope's animosity towards So, his mother's death during the chaos of the Purge. Believing the responsibility to lie with the Nora leader, the grief-stricken boy has begun feeding his rage ever since. Hope's motivation for joining Lightning in the vendetta is to experience battle and grow strong enough to challenge Snow. The blade in Hope's hands shines brightly. Will the gift Lightning gave him to boost his confidence become the instrument of his revenge? The weapon Hope stares at so intently awakens memories in his companion. On Lightning's birthday, Sarah confessed to her sister that she had become opposed to the sea. Not willing to believe the story, Lightning pushed Sarah away. We can slow down. It's fine. It's no longer scrolling. But I did win, technically. I did have to slur an awfully large volume of the words, but I technically won. Not willing to believe the story, Lightning pushed Sarah away with disdainful words. By the time she discovered that Sarah had been telling the truth, it was too late. Now the knife is all she has of her sister, a birthday gift, and a symbol of unbearable regret. It's an intriguing phrase, the idea of it being unbearable regret, considering she's bearing it, and therefore it is, by definition, bearable. But that's pedantry at its most irritating, I'm sure. Let us fight a couple of big, chunky walls. I don't think we have to care too much. I wonder, any of them fancy a blitz? No? Alright, maybe I'll just do a blitz myself then. Who shall we blitz? You. Oh, apart from the fact that you just disappeared. Okay. Well done. Well done, Auto Battle. You win again. You win this round yet again, Auto Battle. Because once more, you have proven yourself far superior to my human brain. Fire, kill that doggy, then war and peace, then we'll hopefully not fucking die. Cause I can keep attacking, and these dogs don't... Oh, come on, Hope, we need you to keep up with the healing. I think the poison's what's causing him some degree of issue. It may be a case of I have to permanently have them in war and peace. I mean, Hope is making a very good distraction, isn't he? Because he is taking a fucking beating. Not 100% sure why the dogs have it quite so in for the boy. I mean, I know, as previously mentioned, he's a whiny little sod, but it still seems a little unreasonable for the doggies to be sort of like quite so... Oh, doggy, 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 eat, 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 kill, 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 the boy, boy, boy. Arguably, they could only ever say it in twice here, because there's only 2 of them left. There's only 1 of them left now. Cure time, now it's flip time. Get over to the other paradigm. Quite useful, flip time, paradigm. Rhymed, didn't it? Yes, I know. Fucking genius. Genius, level intellect, just kill the beastie. It's probably going to be 1 star, maybe, if that. Oh, okay. I suppose target time 2:15, that's why. Despite the fact that they were kicking the crap out of me, the game sort of went, we're fine with you getting the shit kicked out of you as long as you do it quickly. Now, what happened to these little chaps?
What happened here?
We're going to see us either share
Bad
this.
luck. They came looking for us and found something worse.
But that suggests we're about to
Just
find the
leave
same
them like
something
Don't
worse.
touch anything.
Bit
Control
harsh.
your emotions. If you want to survive, you forget about sympathy.
Teaching them all the
How
worst
can I
possible
explain?
lessons.
Think of it like a strategy. Focus on your ultimate goal and shut out everything else. Still your mind. Move on instinct. Let doubt take over, and despair will cripple you.
Strategy. Good. I'll take anything to help me get through this. I'll call it Operation Nora.
Nora,
My mother's name.
Oh, there's the bombshell. And that is why he was quite so peeved when Snow named his organisation Nora.
Yes. Don't tell me. I know getting revenge on him won't bring her back. I know that. But sorry won't cut it.
No, but you do have that knife she gave you. That'll cut it.
Snow didn't kill your mother. The Sanctum did.
I'll take revenge on
Whose
them
side
as well
are you
then.
on?
You want Snow's side? I'll take revenge on you. I'll take revenge on them all.
Fine. I'll fight the Sanctum with you. I'll learn to survive.
How can you judge someone else when you know that you're the same? Even I have dark secrets.
Oh, intriguing.
Secrets I'd rather forget.
The beeper, not the secrets. I know her secrets. I know her secrets all too well. Did you have to make it sound quite so creepy? I did. I did. But yes, no, I do know her secrets, so they're not interesting. I'm not entirely sure what the beeper was. They zoomed right in on the beeper. Hello. Yeah, right, I was going to say, I'm happy to fight you. Just, you ran past. You oofed it past me. Do we have the information? No, we don't. I didn't think we did, because it looked slightly new. Core Watchman. Or Corpse Watchman, if you want to add the S, but then that makes it something completely different. That makes it basically an Undertaker, doesn't it? I am the Corpse Watchman. I watch the corpse as it goes underground. That's interesting. Oh, they've got bar fire attached to them. How fascinating. Do you have a... No, you... Oh, they're just plain old mute. Well. Oh, I see. That's a watchman. That's a marksman. Oh, we want to do Libra to the marksman as well, then. I didn't spot the difference. I can now. One of them's got a mallet, and one of them's got a gun. Unfortunately, I'm not convinced the boy has ice magic, does he? I think he's got fire and arrow, question mark? Certainly seen fire, I think. Fire's not going to do him any good at the moment, though, because they've got bar fire, which I'm assuming is possibly natural. They might have bar fire permanently. Oh, hello, Mr. Jekkalulu, or Mrs. Jekkalulu. I don't know. I made an assumption. I defaulted to assuming, but nonetheless, welcome, Jekkalulu 207. And I spotted me little emotes went off. How delightful. Must have missed where the actual follow thing was. Must be around there somewhere. I built it. I know exactly where it is. I put it there. But yeah, can't remember where it actually turns up. But I did hear it. That was pleasant. I did hear it in the background there. Harpoon cannon, follow me. With a, I mean, there's no choice really with a harpoon cannon. Right, I have gotten entirely turned around and slightly distracted. Yes, I have definitely gotten turned around. Welcome, this is Final Fantasy XIII. It should be obvious, the stream title, and I would have thought it was known just by the gameplay itself. But it's Final Fantasy 13. I quite like it. It's not like the best Final Fantasy in the world, but it is still pretty good. Pretty enjoyable. I think I need to Libra that bad boy. So, what are you? Oh, the Milvus. I thought it was just the minus. I mean, I knew it was a Velacycle, but I thought it was called a minus one. It was like, I'm sorry, are you just taking it away from me? Normal fire, normal everything. So let's just twat it with my sword. Just wait for the meter. Wait for the meter to rise, and then put a penny in. Put a penny in every time it goes up. This battle will probably take a while because it's a chunky little beastie, and I've only got. It's not got any weaknesses. That's half the problem. And 2 characters means we're taking our time. I will be dealing with every single encounter I can. It's just the way I play these games. I feel like if you miss out on an encounter, you're asking for trouble later on down the line, because of course you might be underleveled. Now, granted, by taking on every single encounter, sometimes more than once, you end up being potentially over-leveled, but I'll take that over. Do you love it when sentences just don't make sense anymore? When the over-under in the over-under in the underpants. Right, probably didn't need that heal, but I panicked because Hope's health bar went down a little too much. Oh, 3 stars. Well, that is rubbish, really, but not as bad as it could have been. I know how bad it could be. It's 0 stars. I frequently get 0 stars now. Are you looking? Yeah, you look to be looking. So I'm just gonna stalk you in my sort of hunched pose. You don't want to do that too often, dear, because you know it will do the back in something drastic. Stabbings. Are you watchman, marksman, watchman? Okay. Are you watching the watchman? Oh, you've decided Blitz is the good idea. I mean, it probably is, in fairness. Right, we've had mana drive. Oh, you're using mana drive fire. Sorry, I thought you were bar firing. Or end firing as well. Oh, I think I misread the symbol. Oh, shit, I've misread the health bars. Too distracted by trying to read the symbols on their side. But yes, no, I think what they're doing is N-fire. E-N-F-I-R-E. I'll punch you in the throat. Yeah, he missed the E. And the... no, oh god, I've ruined the joke now. There's an old Hancock sketch, the Poison Pen Letters, I believe it's from, where he takes the poison pen letters to the police, and the policeman points out that the spelling in the person can't be all that literate either because the spelling's terrible. Look how he spelled throat, F-R-O-A-T, and Sid James pipes up, yeah, he missed the E off the end. And I thought of it because I missed the E off the end of N-fire. But yes, N-fire, as opposed to what I was suggesting earlier that it was bar fire, I'm fairly certain I've got the terms right. I might have got them wrong though, can't say for absolute certain. But anyway, bar fire, for those interested, will make you immune to fire, I believe. N-fire, E-N fire, will... Did I not say a save? What? Oh, yes. I've walked past it. Fuck. Perspective completely all up the wazoo and skew with. Nonetheless, bar fire, and fire. Bar fire prevents fire damage. Can I? No, maybe. Are they looking? No, oh, they're definitely looking. There was no, unless I'd used a Deceptor Soul, there was no getting around the back of them. Right, let's take down the marksman because they should be a little bit quicker than the bike, and it's always worthwhile taking down the sort of auxiliary soldier fellas because they will just keep doing little chippy damage. Chip. And the problem is that still equates to quite a lot of damage if left unchecked. That's always worthwhile taking down the little fellas who are relatively easy to take down in order to then move on to the big bicycle where we can focus on the bicycle. and see if we can beat it any better than last time. Spoiler alert, no, we freaking well can't. I don't know why I avoided swearing there, I just suddenly had the urge to not swear. End fire, bar fire. Someday, at some point I tend to get round to the end of the thought track, but usually it takes about 6 weeks, so you might be lucky. I might get to the end of it earlier. Bar fire prevents fire damage. End fire adds fire damage to your weapon attack. I hope that was worthwhile. No, it wasn't, because you probably figured it out by process of elimination. You worked out that bar fire and fire were probably to do with fire. Ideally, well, I'm taking a bit of a risk there. Oh, no, I'm not, because he managed to get a cheeky heal in before we actually changed targets. Yes, there we go, staggered him. 2 stars, if that. No, another 3 stars, I'll take it. I was expecting less. Oh, no spoils though. What a shame. No spoilers, please. Actually, there are. I've been spoiling the whole game for anybody watching. But I don't think anybody's really watching for the storyline of Final Fantasy XIII, truth be told. Because being streams, they do tend to be dip in and out. Is that a handshake? Or a wrestling belt? Or something completely different? But nonetheless, welcome, Mr. Punkzilla 92. The 92nd Punkzilla. The first 91 Punkzillas were Dany. They wouldn't have threatened Japan unless just the sheer, 91 of them maybe might have managed to sort of inconvenience a lone businessman somewhere, but the 92nd one, oh, that towers over, crushing the buildings of Japan. It's a weird-looking creature, isn't it?
This is it. Operation Nora.
No, I don't think it's Operation Nora. 92 is the year you was born. Of course it is. Of course it is. I wouldn't have guessed that, truth be told. It makes sense, but it's one of those weird ones that I wouldn't necessarily... right, let's ask... Yeah, I think what we want to do... I'll tell you what, we'll use a Libra scope. I would actually be tall somehow. Yes. Very tall, in fact. In fairness, most places... I'm fairly confident most places would classify 6'2" as tall. Not just Japan. I mean, anything over 6 foot, I think you'll find is classified as tall. A tall man. I would say even in America, the average height's probably, closer to 5'8", 5'7", something along those lines. But then again, I have no statistical information to back that up. Oh dear. Okay, he's made himself ice-proof, and I need to make myself... oh no, has he made it? No, I think... Oh, maybe he's made himself ice-proof... Ice-proof and using ice as his attack damage, perhaps, I don't know. Whoops, Super Soldier. Yeah, I mean, Super Soldier will work quite nicely, actually. Fluorescence... I'm not entirely sure what that word said. More, I'm not sure, because I didn't see it properly, rather than not being able to tell what it is as such. Oh, good boy! You bar-frosted us! Oh, well played, little child. Well played. Good lad. Waiting to find Ruby Volume 8 and Chapter 12 for free. I see. Well, good luck on that. I'm assuming you know where to actually get it from. You're just waiting for it to turn up as free. Is that the case? I am wondering... Okay, there's the Protect. Right, you got any more, kid? You got any more? Got anything? Oh, Efflorescence. So that, I must admit, the first time I read it, I thought I thought it had more essences in it. I thought there was a double essence. An Efflorescence. You don't want to get rooster teeth first again. I mean, I didn't know roosters had teeth. I do know. Technically, I do know what rooster teeth is, or at least vaguely. They've, at least once upon a time, when... Oh, you're removing the lightning. Okay, that could be a troublesome element? Yeah, so your weakness is now water, which unfortunately I can't really take advantage of. And I can't I was going to shift into double Ravager, but I can't because I think Lightning, as her namesake suggests, Lightning exclusively runs lightning magic, so until it decides it's going to be weak to lightning, it's probably not worth it. But also, double Ravager is sometimes a bit just sort of in a holding pattern of slash and burn versus exo-proofing water probably means lightning is now the weakness. So kid, get our health bars up. I think you did. And now let's go for some massive thunders. Thunder, 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 cracker. Oh, I gotta say, thunder cracker. Have you got your thunder crackers on? Yes, they're a pair of underpants with lightning bolts stitched into them. The Flash would be very pleased with them, for they are red and yellow as well. Dual casting is what we're after, because you are still theoretically running electrical weakness, I believe. Douche. Now, come on, we can get this crap out. Don't launch seeds at me. I would not be able to do anything with the seeds. That is the issue you're going to find yourself with. Okay, quick little medic. Quick little bit of medic. You'll get thrown off at Twitch for that. Yes, indeed. Hello. Have you got a weakness to fire? No, you don't. Are you right? Would it be better to dual cast? Would that do more damage? It is distinctly possible, but I wouldn't get the launch, so I'm not sure. Plus, technically, her standard attack is probably more potent. Difficult to know for absolute certain, but the launch, I think, is definitely what you're after. It is very much a thing you want to see, because those damage numbers enhance astronomically. Did you just rhyme a Klee with a Klee? Yeah, I did. Okay, so no point in using lightning magic at the moment while it's immune. So, yeah, again, we're just sort of going to have a just shift around in a little holding pattern, waiting for either the stagger meter or death, essentially. With a little bit of war and peace thrown into the mix every time it decides to do one of those. Especially one of those when it's particularly effective. By effective, I mean it catches both of them, because this is one of the other issues, I suppose, with this battle system, where there's an element of luck attached to it, and that's not... An element of luck never really makes for great gameplay in the slightest, in anything really, to a certain extent. But in a RPG where everything needs to be... Okay, let's throw down a potion just to help the boy out. Exo-proofing fire. Okay, that's not going to do much for me. But Super Soldier, I think we want to get... At least it ain't Dark Souls. That's true, because if it was, I'd be swearing a lot more. Because, oh boy, I'm shit at Dark Souls, and that's fine. I don't like it. Because unfortunately, Dark Souls is just annoying. Like this, if I lose, I just go back to the beginning of the fight, have another go, boom, change up the strategy maybe, enjoy. Dark Souls, no, you go back to the beginning of the area and you have to redo the whole bit, and then you finally get to the boss, and then you have to try a new strategy to the boss, and then it turns out that strategy's shit as well, so it goes all the way back. And I don't do well with repetitiveness, which is amazing considering how repetitive I tend to be, but that's not the point. The water is here once again. I think we've got our buffs sorted, so I think double whammy magic powers. Let's get all the magic here and done. Because I mean, certainly double Ravager will assist. Yin Yang, no, that's not really what I wanted to do. No, War and Peace is the better one, without doubt. So let's twat it in the face. Keep that bar, the stagger bar. For anybody unaware of Final Fantasy XIII's battle system, top right-hand corner, there is the name of the creature, the Aster Protoflorian. No, that's the wrong one. Shite. And then underneath the name of the creature is it's called the stagger meter. Once I hit the top of the bar, which is quite difficult on some occasions, the creature will be staggered and take a substantially larger volume of damage. The best way to stagger a creature is with Ravagers. They will do a large chunk to the stagger meter. However, without a commando, you do find the stagger meter drops like a stone, which is why it is often quite worthwhile popping back to a commando just to make sure that doesn't happen. Lightning is primarily a commando. She can go medic and ravager as well, but her strength is in physical attacks, hence why commando is her forte. Hope is primarily a synergist, I think. Synergist is buffer, if you were wondering. Not in terms of sort of loading the stream, in terms of he buffs people. He's a buffer. He just, you know, he uses the little buffing machine and goes, "You are shiny as shit now, sir." I enjoyed that. The buffing or the joke? Both, actually. Both. The boy came up to me and he used his little buff machine. Ooh, that is shiny.
Stage 1 complete.
Technically, that has nothing to do with Operation Nora, but fair dues, kid, fair dues. But he doubles up as quite a good Ravager and Medic, because Synergist probably doesn't actually have much to do with magic. But certainly Ravager and Medic. Do you have to make it sound quite as much like Medic as you seem to? I do now. I do now. It seems to have become an automatic process that I have to say Medic. And really overly emphasise the dick part of that word. I don't know why it's just suddenly cropped up as a thing. It is a little bit mental. Yes. Well, it goes nicely with you, doesn't it? Why, yes it does. But yeah, the magic power that the boy possesses is tolerable. I think he's not too balanced either way. I think he's one of the sort of middling characters. He's just a bit shit at everything is the key thing with the boy. But that does make him semi-balanced, because he's, of course, you know, good at, tolerable at sort of hitting things and tolerable at magic, but he doesn't have the ability to hit things at the moment. He is not a commando, or at least he doesn't have the commando role available.
We'll stop in when we get there.
If we ever get there, we'll stop in when we get there. We'll stop in when we get there.
What happened?
You can sing better if you just make it not sound like words. It's the old club style again. Are we heading back to... Certainly, I think this is Snow that's on the Lindblom at the moment, isn't it? But I got a feeling this is just cutscene. So I'm thinking once we've dealt with Lindblom and Snow, we will end up back to... Unless we are going to be these two. Not sure. Can't remember. Doesn't matter though, I can't remember. Let's let it play out, I suppose. Always have to preempt these things.
Sarah, am I doing the right thing?
Fuck knows, mate. You just got to step one step forward, and carry on doing the best you can. That was oddly reasonable, wasn't it? That one. See, you never doubted yourself when it was rescuing Sarah. So don't doubt yourself now, Snow. Be the hero you know you can be. Well, if there's one thing I think you can be assured and globally accepted is Square Enix definitely know how to make a cutscene, don't they? I mean, they've known for many, many, many years, but some of these ones are spectacular. This bike chase. I still haven't. So long. It's been around for fucking donkey's years. And I still haven't managed to actually get there. I still need to watch the original Final Fantasy movie. Don't know why I never got around to it. I'm a fucking Final Fantasy fan, and yet somehow I managed to miss managed to miss getting that that film, but still. I did see the Final Fantasy VII film, Advent Children. That was quite. I mean, that was a spectacular. Made no sense whatsoever, but it was a spectacular film. The sort of fight scenes at the end, oh, magnificent, absolutely magnificent. And then there was also, I want to say it was called Gladius, but I'm not convinced. But it was the Final Fantasy XV film. It was a prequel. And that was... I love that film. It was a magnificent film, that. Absolutely magnificent. Because, I mean, it's... You know, like, they've always had supremely, gloriously gorgeous graphics in a Final Fantasy game. Because they always seem to be one step ahead of any other company when it comes to graphics. And you can see that all come to a head in Final Fantasy XV film, because it is... Oh, there's a good few bits where you would be easily forgiven for going, is that real people? Some bits, not so much, but some bits, oh, when you just get that sort of, that little bit of non-specifically human, I think, because humans are still quite difficult to fully animate to make look completely real, but if you just get their boots and other areas of where 3D modelling excels at, textures, fabrics, and sort of hard surfaces and stuff, it is like, fucking hell, that's real, isn't it? That's just straight up real. They've just taken real footage. When in reality, I'm fairly confident they have not. Are we just straight back? No, I think this is Zaz and Vanille. We're about to find out, I'm sure. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. You don't sort of... You get to play as Snow for a little tiny bit, and then there's ages until you finally get to have another go at Snow. And it's a real bit of a bugger, because he is my favourite character. And then, of course, the second game, I think you might meet up with Snow? Not sure. I can't quite remember what they do with Snow in the second Final Fantasy XIII. Final Fantasy XIII Lightning Returns, I remember what they did with Snow. I wasn't too keen. But yeah, there was a sort of narrative synergy there somewhere with what they did with Snow. But...
I followed the smell.
What?
Smells nice. All naturey.
God, she's intolerable.
Just smells damp. And I think something bit me.
Yeah, I think you'll find Zaz is a bit more of a city boy. Can't really do forests and shit. I mean, he might shit in the forest, but I don't think he does forests in general.
That is not good. I wonder if those two were caught in the net.
What do we do?
What do we do? Right now, what can we do?
You're going to do your sort of cute face. Run!
Right. No choice. We run the other way.
There you go. See, I know the girl too well.
Which would be
That's what the court said, anyway.
to Nautilus.
Boo, boo, boo. Jazzy, jazzy theme. I've got a feeling Nautilus is sort of a playground of...
It was like
just a playground of play. It's like the sort of golden saucer type area in Final Fantasy VII. That sort of... what do you call it? Oh, Instrument of Survival achievement unlocked. Superb. Oh no. We have to be the happy girl. Arg. Ravager Commando, yes please. War and Peace, yes, probably the best one. Saboteur and Synergist together, yes, always good. Dual casting, quite satisfactory. So, let's see. Saboteur, no, I think Medic Synergist. Oops, Medic and a Synergist, that's it. Symbiosis, yes, that could be useful. Saboteur and Ravager, maybe? I mean, I'll leave it there. Whether I use it or not, I don't know, because most likely Yeah, the most likely three are definitely those ones. Slash and Burn, War and Peace, Tide Turner, because they are the most efficient and effective. Let's go to the Crystarium! Ho, 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 ho. We will enjoy. Oh, your characters can develop further. Yes. Right, so she still needs to focus on medic role. She needs to focus on putting medic in a role, which is a very peculiar place to put your dick. But you know, I just like the softness of bread. Don't judge me. And it has to be a soft bap. You don't want any of your crusty rolls. Why have we gone down that path? I don't know. I just followed where the conversation took me. Unfortunately, the conversation took me down sticking my dick in a bread roll. I do apologise to anybody who's just joined. I say I apologise. I fucking don't. Right, superb. We've actually completed quite a chunky amount of her Crystarium area. I suppose it's because I think it's secretly in the background, all of the CP points, or yeah, crystal points, so that would have been crystal points. All of the crystal points you've been gathering with Lightning and Hope have secretly been stacking up onto Zaz and Vanille. Right, you are probably best to focus on Commando, because although I can't deny he's actually better at magic. Zaz, actually you can see it quite clearly on the screen there. That's on this occasion. So you don't need to just take my word for it. You can see his magic is 122, his strength is 80, which makes him a vastly superior Ravager. However, at the moment, when I need a Commando and Vanille can't be a Commando, I have to make do with Zaz being a Commando. Now you would think, to a certain extent, you would assume his guns would do quite a substantial amount of damage, but as specified, his magic is vastly superior. But then again, we're not doing bad on opping his strength here at the moment, owing to the fact that we're focusing on our synergist role, which is weird, because you wouldn't have thought that would increase his strength, but it does. For those wondering, again, in the Crystarium, you pop round the crystal area here, and you unlock these little nodes. You require crystal points to travel along the nodes, which is what you've just seen me doing. That sort of whoosh-bang, whoosh-bang. I know. I told Square Enix they should hire me for the sound effects. For some reason they said, no, we'll get a professional. But, hey, their loss. And what you do is you get each of these things. If it's a ability like that, that is specific to the role you are learning it in. So Overwhelm is specifically Ravager. Boost chain of bonus effect of attacks for each ally targeting the same enemy even. And then these stat boosters, so your health points, your strength and your magic, that is general to the person and thus carries on throughout and over all of the, all of the roles have those stats. So boosting your strength +3 in Ravager role just boosts your strength. It doesn't exclusively boost your Ravager strength. Right, equipment. There is the possibility, and it's a shit possibility, so no. I was going to say there is the possibility of changing him back to his other gun, which might provide a different level of attack strength. But the Dinamp Duelers, as ugly and horrendously plastic looking as they are his superior weapon. Oh, these are... Yeah, I mean, they're clearly something tomatoey. We're going when I say we're going. Oh, also, this is a fun little thing for anybody who's not seen it. If I make her dance, she eventually goes, no! I'm going to make her dance again. No! I must admit, she's the one who looks most like she's dancing. No, don't make me dance! Because of the flappy arms. Oh, you're taking the piss out of my flappy arms. Anyway, these are giant tomato things. I believe they're sort of a variation of the flan. Can't remember what they're called, but I'm fairly certain they are sort of a flan variant of some kind. I tell you what, let's find out what they are called and what they are. Oh, they are Flandragora. Very nice. So very much like a Mandragora. I suppose Mandrake. I'm fairly certain there is a Mandragora, but I might be wrong. But these are the Flan versions of a Mandragora, which is a Flandragora apparently. Right, fire spells. Are they actually weak to fire? Yes, they are. It's handy that you've got fire spells in there. In fairness, I say it's handy. It's entirely set up. The game kind of takes these areas, and it's almost close to being sort of at least chapters 1 through sort of 10 are all tutorial based. Not quite, and there is still some degree of challenge, although not. Well, I keep saying there's not a lot of challenge to this game, and then the bosses keep killing me, so clearly there's at least a little bit of challenge in it. Hello! I actually really like this game, but it got a bit of hate. Yes! I know. I can't deny, when it first came out, I didn't like it. When it first came out, it was like, everybody sort of obsessed over the sort of linear nature, and that sort of jaded my opinion of it. Then I played it, and sort of, I didn't like the auto battle system. Didn't like it at all. Didn't get along well with it. And then I finally sort of gave it another go, some time ago, this was. And lo and behold, I actually sort of got more into it and did a little bit more sort of exploration of the battle system and found out how timing and all the timing of sort of activating the abilities was actually quite important, and therefore it had a bit more depth than I ever gave it credit for, which I think was quite useful, because then I suddenly realised actually this is really quite a good game. They take you through the storyline, and yes, it is linear, but I don't know, yeah, I like that about it in a way. I like the fact that it's linear. Ideally, no, I was never going to get that. Too slow to cast magic, unfortunately. Although these things are clearly very, very weak. A hedge frog. So I'm assuming that's based on it being spiky and grassy. Yes, it is. Very much so. So it is based on the idea of a hedgehog. And it's sort of a frog, I suppose. A hedgehog. But yes, I went into what I like about the game. How are you? Welcome, Mr. BoogieBum33. The 33rd Boogie Bum to come out of the Boogie Bum factory. Precisely who decided there should be a Boogie Bum factory in the world is beyond me, but someone clearly went, I haven't got enough Boogie Bums in my life. I'm building a factory for exclusively Boogie Bums. Right, so one thing we could try here is get you to do that, and now, come on, dear, come on, that's it. Now get you to do the come on, fire. Ah, so close. But sometimes you can, if you're quicker than I was there, you can stagger both of them off of that one sort of back attack. Unfortunately, it can sometimes prove quite difficult. And you have to very much, because the Y button, the Y on this occasion, it could be triangle if you're playing it on the PlayStation. It's probably something else if you're playing it on the actual sort of PC controls, which I'm not. But nonetheless, Y on this occasion gets you to act immediately. So, like so. I didn't need to wait for the bar to completely charge. I just went, do it now! Do it now! And she did it now. Very obedient. It's a nickname you picked up when you was younger at a party. Well, I'm assuming... Depends on how young you are now, but were you twerking? Is that what happened? Were you twerking at a party? Because I think we'd all end up being disappointed in you if you reveal that you were twerking at a party. But then again, I suppose maybe that's jealousy for the fact that I have no arse. I cannot twerk. No, that's not true. I have a massive arse. It still can't twerk though. I'm sure if I put enough effort in, it could possibly twerk. Yeah, maybe if I build some kind of twerking device that sort of attaches to the buttock and just jiggles them up and down automatically. Check you, Boogie Bum. Check your Boogie Bum before you wreck your Boogie Bum. Too much Boogie Bumming will cause Boogie Bumitis, where the bum cannot recover from being boogied that much. Oof. I must admit, I never... One of those ones where I never ever... Or not to my face, which means it was probably incredibly rude. But back in the old school days, where most nicknames sort of come from, I never ended up with a nickname. As I say, there is the potential that there was plentiful nicknames being thrown around, but just too rude to say to a person's face. he's not that old. You and the old man still got it. The old man's never lost it because the old man's only about 35. I will never get over the fact that he keeps saying he's old for the fact that he's a 35-year-old man. Do 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 hey hop hey hello. She can jump quite admirably. Oh hello, I'm in their domain. I don't really want to be in their domain. If I back off, I might be able to be cheeky if we just wait for them to stop bumping into Zaz. We might have to have words. Yeah? And what the first of those words? Strategy. Now stop complaining. I think I might just have to go for it because I don't think they're slightly too erratic. Oh, is that Opportunity knocking? No. No, Opportunity started knocking, then changed its mind and went, nah, you're right, I don't want to actually knock. Did I ever? Yes, I did. Or I've either scanned them or I killed enough to learn their abilities, which I think is basically how it works. I don't remember scanning them, unless I scanned them ages ago and this is a repeated enemy. But it's difficult to know that for absolute certain. Hedgehog, you're gonna die.
Old man still got it.
God damn you and your old man. Wow! You expected apparently too much. Although, having said that, I did do it in less time, but 3 stars. Oof, I discussed this previously, but that star system. It tends to start irking me. Because I just keep wondering why, how, what? Because some battles are okay, because they feel like a 5-star, and then they're a 5-star. Some battles feel like a 1-star, and then they suddenly throw 5 stars at you, and it's like, okay, fine. And other battles feel like a 5-star, and they go, nah, I'm sorry, but that's worth no stars. You get no stars from me, sir. See, like, that did feel like a 5-star, because it was reasonably efficient. I got the back attack. And I would argue that maybe the back attack makes a fairly heavy chunk of difference to the actual overall rating. But I have had plenty of 5 stars with the, with no back attack. So I will always try and get a back attack. So I do need you two to turn around, please. There's nothing to see here. Go on. Oh, he tried. I don't think he managed it, but he tried. He tried to do a full turn around. Oh, yes. Get that fire going. Go now. No, I think, once again, come on, fire! Yes, got them both. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. If you can get your fingers moving in the appropriate directions at all times, if you can preemptive and stagger quickly, you normally get a 5-star. Yes, undoubtedly. But there are, there seems to be other factors at play that do adjust everything in a sort of, oh yeah, shit, I'm the medic. Ugh, I don't like that. I don't like being the healer. I prefer being the one in charge of all of the sort of attackings. If in doubt, ba-da-da-da-da it out. I think Vanilla will be fine. This is the moment where Vanilla is not fine. No, we're alright. 1 ruin will do it. Marvellous. I just ruined your day. Oh, yes. 5 stars. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. 5 stars. 5 stars. 5 stars. 5 stars. What are you? Booker T? Good lord, that's an old reference. But Booker T used to be a 5-time, I can't remember which championship. It might have been WCW. Might have been WWE. Don't know. Might have been a combination of the two. But nonetheless, he was a 5-time champion, and boy did he like to remind people that he was a 5-time... Oops, not the new data. Where he can currently save over one of the old files. Oh, gremlins. We're going for it. I kind of wanted to be strategical, and then it just sort of happened. Gremlins, I was going to say Gremlins we know. Gremlins we know all too well. They shouldn't be too difficult, although they can pack a punch, especially in large numbers. They're like sand people. They scare easily, but they'll be back in large numbers. Was that your impression of Obi-Wan Kenobi? it was as good as it's going to get. Yes, for that fact, it is. Oh, she's got Cura. Really should pay attention to the the skills that I unlock. But I just boosted her along the... Oh, hello. That's a large chunk of damage. You may be able to hear I do have a habit of tapping like rapidly in order to get... Oh, we don't really need that. But it's... I don't know. It's stupid. But in my mind, there is that part of it going, if you tap, then as soon as it's ready, it'll go... Oh, that was shocking. As soon as it's ready, it'll go... and you'll get your move in quicker. Now, strictly speaking, that is probably true. But it is probably such a minuscule value that it is entirely indifferent to the actual game. Yes, and you've just sort of sprinted through, mate. You might have wanted to wait for your butt. Oh no, he's gone. He has fucked off. Look at him. Right there in the background. He has just gone. He has run through all it and run through past the gremlins there. Past the gremlins. Going running through the gremlins. Oh, he suddenly realised, shit, I left the girl behind. I'm supposed to be the adult. Hell, I keep reminding everybody that I'm an old man. Yep, there you go. Look at that. Fuck. Sorry, Vanille, I left you behind. And he's returning. I genuinely didn't think he was going to return. But apparently, yeah. He sprinted away. Now he's come back. Fucking... Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? You ran all that way and then you ran all the way back. What the fuck was that, Zaz? What the fuck was that? I am going to put my hands on my hips. Because I'm disappointed in your stupidity. Look, yeah, you look away. You fucking look at the ground. You know what you've done. You know what you've done. You left a small girl to fend for herself in the... Yeah, that is the scratching of shame. Scratching of shame. Alright, let's try and tackle the... Yes. See? The sort of ethereal tones of a deep sort of magic. The worked nicely. Oh, use it. Nah, didn't get it. Oh well, never mind. Let's just leave that flan alone and focus on the first flan. Get rid of one flan, and then we can focus on the other flan, and then we can engage in the master plan. What is the master plan? Same as every master plan. Try to take over the world. There, Vanille and the Zaz, Vanille and the Zaz. One ran off by himself and left the girl alone. Vanille and the Zaz, Vanille and Zaz. One of them says, "Yay, yes." See, that didn't feel like a 5-star battle because I didn't particularly focus or do much of anything substantial. Right, just turn around. Turn around. Little bit shit. Got him. Superb. Who is... Oh, there's only one. I genuinely thought there was a second one lurking in the wings, but never mind. Makes this battle a piece of piss, doesn't it? We will wipe the floor with this Flandragora. And then we'll regret the decision immediately because it's got red ooze all over the place. Ugh. And I'm like, ooh. Oh, I shouldn't have wiped the floor with that thing. Now I'm going to have to find a sort of... some kind of clean monster. I don't know of a clean monster in Final Fantasy, I must admit. I'm sure there's some kind of, like, cleanly ooze. I bet there's, like, a blue ooze. I bet one of the blue flans. But that's like a bit of bleach or something. Clean up the floor nicely. So I think this is 2 of them again? 2? 3? Oh, this is 3. Okay, we might have issues with 3. So if we try and get you going... There we go. Fire. Now get that chain going. Fire. Fire now. Fire now, dear. There we go. We're not going to get the third one, but getting 2 of them. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And we should be able to tackle this one. I'm still tapping. The meter's not even full and I'm tapping. Gamer Logic 101. If game is slow, tap. Game gets quicker. Unfortunately, I wasted the bloody meter on the first one. I staggered, unfortunately. But while I was trying to stagger the second one, I think I did get some damage on the first. Whoa! Hello, Zaz. Took a large chunk of damage there. I will heal you, despite the fact that you left me alone in the woods. A small girl by herself alone in the woods. No, I'm not gonna let you live that one down, Zaz. You are a man who leaves little girls alone in the woods. You're like some kind of fairy tale. Who was it? I think it was the father of one of them. Can't remember which one it would have been. Cinderella? No, she was in a castle. Snow White? She ended up in a wood. Oh, I think the woodsman left her. Yeah, because he was supposed to kill her and he left her in the woods. And then she found 7 strange men and cleaned their house because she feared for the safety of herself. Fairy tale, as in the anime. That's amazing. I have never seen that. I have seen very little in the way of anime. What's the ones I've got? I should probably at some point get round to watching Full Metal Alchemist. I've got that one. Attack on Titan. I've got that one. Still haven't gotten around to watching them, but I do own them, so that's a step in the right direction. The anime I have watched, though, I really enjoyed the anime of Sengoku Basara, Samurai Heroes. What am I doing? Equipment, that's what I'm trying to do. Zaz, you got some new guns, the Procyon. Ooh, stagger maintenance. I lose the magic wall, but stagger maintenance slightly extends the duration for which enemies remain staggered. That's quite good. How much do I lose off of there? Oh, I do lose quite a lot of magic there, don't I? Ooh. Might be worthwhile. Plus, one of the key things I'm going to do there is I'm going to try and ascertain what they look like. Because I do not like what the Deneb Doulas look like. They're ugly. They look like plastic. And I don't like them. So if the Procyons don't look like plastic toy guns, they are a step up. Bollocks, I thought I'd timed that correctly. I did not. He was spinning around in circles and I didn't know how to touch him. Oh, yes. I mean, in fairness, my anime watch list is probably as long as anime. Because, I don't know, it's such a legendary art form that it really feels like I should probably watch a lot of it. There's a part of me I wouldn't mind watching Berserk at some point, because I've played the Berserk game, which arguably makes me think I probably don't need to watch the Berserk anime. But nonetheless, I do sort of feel like I should, because I did quite enjoy the game. But I think the game is so precise to the anime. Right, okay, I can't see a scenario where I get the back attack on these lads, but that doesn't mean we're not going to try. I mean, they didn't show up a warning. Oh, I actually got it. Slow. That's what you guys are. Very slow. Now, this is where you would give your child away for a blitz. But unfortunately, we don't have a blitz, so we're just going to have to try spamming as much fire on them as is humanly possible. I feel like I was never... Oh, no. Oh, there we are. I did get a second stagger. I wasn't expecting one. Because I thought I was... Oh, hello. We are sort of running a little low on health. Not phenomenally low. I must admit, I'm not sure how Cura works. I think... I might look that up. I think it is just it will cure everybody. But it might also be like some of the other, like Blitz. It will only cure in a sort of radius. Oh, where's that wind spell gone? It's just hanging out in front of the enemy. Nah, I'm fine. I'm just going to sit here doing loops. I don't fancy tackling the enemies. If I hit the enemy, I'm going to no longer exist. So I decided, no, I'll just stick around in a holding pattern. Whee! Just spin around and around and around and around. Finally got bored, though. I think it finally caught up. Right, there's a nice little thing over there, but what I wanted to look up was precisely how Cura works. In range, yes, that suggested is very much like Blitz, which I don't think I ever finished the thought, which, I mean, is entirely standard for me. But earlier on I was referencing the idea of a bit of luck. Ah, the Doctor's Code. I don't really need the Doctor's Code. In fact, I might already have a Doctor's Code. No, he's got Magician's Mark. Oh, and she, however, has a Doctor's Code. Which, I mean, I have no real significant reason to not use that. I mean, there are better accessories, but especially considering I don't tend to use potions, but The moment I do use a potion, I think the Doctor's code will be well worth having on there. Plus, she's not got anything specifically. I suppose her magic wouldn't go amiss being raised, but it's not that great. Cool. Well, we've got the Doctor's code. So, if he asks for a secret cipher, we can give him the Doctor's code.
Huh?
Any family?
I have a little boy.
Oh, he is going to reveal it. I wasn't sure.
Oh, so you're married?
He didn't say that. He didn't say he was married to a little boy.
I was, yeah.
We gotta get you home. Your son needs you.
His son's 36 and lives away in...
We'll make it.
I was going to say Australia. I think it was the accent that influenced me.
It's
Plus,
too late.
as I say, I think Zaz is 35, so having a son that's 36, I think something's wrong with your mathematics there.
But you're still a daddy.
He's the dad. Oh, he is the daddy.
You're right.
So, what's his name?
Little boy. I didn't have much imagination when he was born. Oh, we're going to get Zaz's backstory. Which is oddly tragic. I say oddly tragic, I mean most of them are quite tragic in fairness.
Dodge.
Hey, Dad.
I think I prefer Little Boy.
Making a wish, huh? What'd you wish for?
Cake? Say it's cake. I'll respect you more if it was
Never
cake.
happy. You never smile. So here's what I wished. I wish that you'd cheer up and be like your old self again.
I think I'd prefer cake. Whee!
How about that?
Whoa.
Your wish came true.
Yeah.
I still can't recall if they actually established precisely where that Chocobo chick came from.
What for, Dad?
It resides in his hair, and you just see it there every now and again doing its little thing, and it's fantastic. I like the little Chocobo chick, and I especially like. Now it's difficult to show it because it would take ages, but in the intro timer to this Final Fantasy SaturJay RPG, there is I've got basically footage of the Final Fantasy games
Together, okay?
behind a clock.
Now, let's
And
go.
what worked out perfectly, because I mean I wasn't really planning anything specific, I just stuck a see-through clock on top of some Final Fantasy footage. That was the thought track. That was it. Oh, I think, are we flashing back to Zaz, or are we still playing as Vanille? Difficult to know from this angle. Oh, Scowl Beast, okay. Oh, now, yeah, I think we do actually have to start avoiding things. Anyway, what worked out quite nicely is the old colon in the centre of the clock lines up perfectly. It fires up the Chocobo theme from Final Fantasy XIII 2, which is probably one of the best Chocobo themes ever because it's the metal Chocobo theme. I think it's called Crazy Chocobo. If you've never heard it, I do recommend looking it up because it is a fucking trip. It was one of those ones where it suddenly came out of nowhere in Final Fantasy XIII 2, and it was like, fucking hell, this is incredible. And I loved absolutely every second of that song. It was fantastic. But yes, anyway, you've got Crazy Chocobo sort of playing in the background, and then there's a little bit where Zaz, the Chocobo chick, pops up, and it fits perfectly in the top dot of the colon. And so it looks almost deliberate that this Chocobo chick is just framed by the dot of the colon, and it's fantastic. I did rather enjoy that fact. Anyway, just backtrack a little bit. I mean, yeah, I could do, yeah. It's a good view. It's a good view. A little repetitive past the lakes, but I mean, arguably, I'm slightly taking the piss, but it is pretty fucking epic, isn't it? Seeing all of that well, I suppose it's going to be a trick somewhere. I couldn't necessarily guarantee what the trick is, but it will be a trick, because I suspect it probably, there's a part of me wondering it might be a plane, might be a sphere somewhere on the line. I'm trying to work out the modelling technique, but you wouldn't want to be sort of drawing out that sort of distance. So there will be a trick there, but it's a clever trick. It's an impressive trick, and it does look fantastic when you look out across that sort of wide view. Hey now, you're an also. I'm sorry. Are you critiquing me running off? Do you remember what you did? You do.
I know someone who
You
loves
do
this.
remember what you did. Yeah, I'm assuming it's the son who would love to see that. He'd also love to see that Daddy is now slightly happier, although also slightly not so much, because, you know. Now, I'm fairly confident the game tells you not to engage with these creatures for very good reason. And that reason is you can't win. But in for a penny. Probably in for a pounding. We have just recently saved, so truth be told, not that fast if I lose. Also, I will want to scan it. There we go, marvellous. I've staggered it. Oh, here we go. I think, yeah, oh, it's lost its shell, so now it's no longer scaly. It may have some weaknesses. Yes, it does have some weaknesses that we can take on. So I think in terms of its sort of... most of its strength comes from the fact that it is clearly got an immense health bar. That doesn't necessarily mean I can't just obnoxiously and obstinately, both at the same time, just plough on ahead with the whole... just kick the shit out of it. Oh, regenerate carapace. Oh, that was nice and fancy. Okay, that's slightly problematic. Yeah, I'm beginning to think maybe... oh, I'll tell you one thing I should try first before considering this a completely failed experiment. Let's get you some D-shell poison. And oh, poison will do bloody wonders if it can be poisoned. I'm not entirely convinced it can be poisoned. In fact, it might be immune to all stasis ailments. Yes. Yes, I think it might be immune to all stasis ailments. Possibly only while it's got its carapace on. So let's try and work off this carapace once again. And then I might be able to start sabotaging it slightly more efficiently. Especially Zaz. I mean, I appreciate the effort there. And the fact that you decided, I know, oh, okay, that could be bad news there. No, I think they're just, oh, we are literally just alive. Quite literally just alive. As I say, if I do lose, it's my own fault. Because, obviously, the game told me not to take on this beastie. It point blank demanded I don't take them on. It told me to go around the side. It told me they were slow. It told me I didn't have to do this, and I decided to do it anyway. So it's very much my fault, but that doesn't necessarily mean I can't win. I am going to give it my damnedest. I think we're close to getting that stagger again. Here we go, come on. One more good round of fire. I should stagger it. Good lad, right. Now what we want to do is go Tide Turner. Tide Turner. As opposed to Tina Turner. Oh, there we go. We caught him with the poison. That is going to make the world of difference. But unfortunately, we do need to back out in order to do some cures. Now, try Tide Turner again, maybe? But at the moment, I'm really not doing damage, which is... oh, I see. You've decided to just D-shell all day long. We'll try and de-protect. Marvellous. Right, now we want to get back into slash and burn and get the most out of the stagger meter, despite the fact that I've wasted an awfully large volume of the stagger meter. But there we go, look at that! The poison's doing its job, and the de-protect makes quite a substantial amount of difference as well. Okay, the carapace is back now, that's a problem. So what have we learned? They can be beaten. Well, I say that they can be beaten. I've not beaten it yet, but... what have we learned? They can be beaten. It takes a long old time though. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Ooh. Come on, Vanille, I believe in you. I believe in a thing called love. And so do you. Good. That's what we needed to see from this creature. Because I think with the D-Protect and the poison, that's where we're going to be... and the D-Shell is working for Vanille, I suppose, technically. But yes, with all of the debuffs now, we have the advantage. As I say, it takes a long time, but they can be beaten. They can be beaten back, the bastards. But ideally, what I'll have to do is try and remember, A, get the back attack, and B, try and make sure... I might try and avoid some of them at the very least, because, yeah, they are tough. And unnecessary, I suppose, is the key thing. But as previously mentioned, I can't help myself. I can't help myself but want to try and beat everything. Ty Turner! Oh shit, the one thing I forgot to do was actually break it. There we go, good. Ty Turner was enough to break it. Fuck. It's kind of like, oh my, I really screwed that one up right royally, didn't I? But no, luckily, I've managed to get around the situation. Right, hopefully with all the debuffs, this will go a lot quicker this time round. It took a moment. It took me a while to sort of get into the flow. Does it actually specify? No, it specifies there are no status immunities, so any status ailment that I would want to throw on it, I could technically throw on it. But, then again, it's difficult to... It's clearly difficult to get status ailments on it, because the first one really didn't enjoy getting them placed on it. Still not sure whether that was just a general... It's tough to get ailments on it, or whether it is to do with having the carapace on/off. It feels like it was a lot easier to get them on with the carapace off. So I'm going to stick with that theory, but I can't guarantee it. I'll tell you what, did I have... no, I don't. Okay, next time I need a medic, I might go for that Synergist medic one, which Symbiosis, I think it was called. But it would be useful to have Zaz having the buffs as well as Vanille having the buffs. Symbiosis is the one we wanted. Vanille needs curing. Now Zaz has at least one buff. Right, ideally, give him a second buff, that'll do nicely. Oh, his opt is... Not entirely sure what that spiky symbol is. I'm sure it's something useful, I just don't know specifically. Because it's definitely not something like haste, because I think that changes the colour of your ATB bar thing. I think it might be something like vigilance, but I still don't know what vigilance actually means in terms of what it does for me. I'll look it up, because it's going to be in his Synergist role. So it's, oh, I must admit, the first time I've managed to remember to look at those guns, and they are much nicer than that horrible yellow garbage that the Deneb Jewelers possesses. Iron shells, well, I don't know if that was worthwhile risking my life for, but I've done it now, so never mind. Well, we'll deal with the Crystarium in a moment. Let's check abilities. Synergist. Vigilance, there we go, I was entirely correct. Boosts target's odds of interrupting actions and avoiding interruption of own. Okay. Okay, that's quite good. Which I suppose makes a degree of sense. They were never going to give you an absolute garbage move, I wouldn't have thought. Not impossible that they wouldn't. 665599441144993344. Is that your phone number? No. If it is a hell of a coincidence. Just random strings of numbers suddenly, I suppose arguably, owing to random chance, it is technically possible. And it probably is a phone number somewhere. Haste, yes, haste makes the red bar red, and then the other one, waste. No, haste doesn't make waste. Have we done all of them? Yes, we have. We are working on this one. I got a feeling the bar goes, it might be blue for slow? Just a slightly sort of even more greyed out kind of, makes the bar look even more insignificant than it is. Is he facing me? Yes, he is, because I can't see his tail. Oh, no, he's no longer facing me, so let's fuck him up. Again, I will reiterate, the game told me not to do this. Which just shows you how obnoxious I am. The game will full on end thunder. Huh? I'm assuming he's only just learnt it though, because otherwise I don't think he would have bothered doing that. Right, let's try and get the shell going, as opposed to it's D shell as opposed to me shell. In fact, I've wiped out his shell. Good, we're set up nicely. Now, hopefully, we can... Oh no, it's not going to make... Slow wouldn't make it blue, it would make it grey. I was thinking sort of red, blue would be the opposite of red to a certain extent, but it's already blue, so I wouldn't make it blue again. Yeah, I think if memory serves, it does make it grey. Or I suppose it might be more silvery if you classify it, because it's a shiny material. I do like that material. I do like the material they use inside the ATB gauge. Whoa, hey Zaz, I don't like you dying, so maybe stop that? How about you stop it? Stop it! There you go. You've stopped dying, and then we can get back to doing things. Superb. Slash and burn once again. Now, I told you to stop dying. It looks like you're dying again. Please cease and desist the dying. I don't want to. Sentences. I don't want to have to get the lawyers involved and slap down a full-on sort of desist motion on your dying antics. Hey, staggered! Good. Make short work of it now. Come on, you little shit. I've just read you've thundered Vanille. She's not using a melee weapon, you div. And I suppose, yeah, she never uses a melee weapon as such. It's always ranged on that sort of weird, sort of ball jiggling rope machine she has. Which is a weird phrase for a weird weapon. But even there, she's not using a striking attack, and I think End Thunder will only affect an actual striking ability. So only commandos are actually able to make use of it. I'm just double checking up here. I mean, we've decided he's quite slow. I don't. Oh, do you know what? I might just have a go. Yeah, I'll just have him. There you go. Fuck it. I will not. See, there you go. That's what I mean by the strange ball thing. She just utilised it there. Now, I do just wonder if it would be easier to do it like that. Okay, now I'll use the... Oh no! The poison did go through. Marvellous. I think it might be a bit more efficient if I do it myself, but... I don't know. It's one of those ones where if you do the triple threat that the auto sabotage suggests, it makes it more likely. I've found, of course, because you are ultimately doing it 3 times in a row, therefore you've got that chance of it happening 3 times in a row. But arguably, if I do just accept the fact that manual is not an intolerable situation that I should be avoiding at all times, you can possibly make it slightly more efficient, because of course you can tell it to do things. You can tell it to do each one once, and if you get lucky, of course, like I did there, it will trigger all 3 in one ATB segment, which allows you to get a little bit more damage out of it. Now, if that's shocking breath, good, thank you. Thank you for obliging me and not killing me. If it was shocking breath, we could have been in trouble. I cannot deny this fact, because I wouldn't have had time for a potion, and I wouldn't have had time to change over to medic roll to get out of that predicament. Yeah, those Procyon are a nice looking gun. Oh, hello, there's the shocking breath. It's back into that healing Vanille. Go on, there we go. A little bit more, and then we can finish off that stagger meter, I would think. It's the lucky thing with Commando being part of medic, it will hold that meter quite admirably. Let's just quickly go some War and Peace. I just don't like the fact that Vanille is in yellow. That lightning breath is always present and kind of looming over me and going, oh, I might just do you. I might just do you. You let your health bar slip down into the yellow. I'm going to lightning breath you. And that would slightly annoy me. And by slightly, I don't think it would be a huge issue, because this game, as I say, this game's not too bad. It's quite generous and reasonable when it comes to failure. You basically go back a little ways and have a go again of the fight. That's it. You don't lose any progress. Or, well, I suppose technically you lose a few steps worth of progress. But I think even I can forgive a few steps of progress being lost. Huh? What are you huffing about? I don't think there's anything around for you to be huffing about. Alright, let's just try and... Are you ever gonna... Zaz? 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 I think we've had words about this, Zaz. Zaz! Hey, yeah, hey yourself. Dickhead. Anyway, these guys are clearly not turning around, so let's just trash them the hard way. And by hard way, it's actually relatively easy, because it's just auto battle and away we go. Which is what... I said I didn't like the auto battle earlier, and I stand by that to a certain extent, despite using it. I've discussed this previously, but it's very, very good at what it does. The auto battle, 9 times out of 10, the auto battle does it correctly and what you want it to do. Because it will, if you look there, it's weak to arrow and fire, and guess what she's using? Arrow and fire. So it's just good. It does its job. The only time you really need to focus completely, I think, tends to be the boss battles. Although technically I'm having to focus to a certain extent against the big beasties, because the big beasties I'm not supposed to be attacking. And yet I ploughed through the 4 of them without caring. Now, are you gonna open yourselves up for a back attack? I think you might do, because I think you're running in a little loop there. No, your little mate. I think the problem is your little mate in the background went, "I see you," which magically meant the entire group saw me. I suppose maybe I don't understand the communication of gremlins, so maybe they've got some kind of secret psychic connection where they can inform each other that there's some dickhead approaching and it looks like they're going to fuck us up. And instead of going, "We should run away because we're tiny gremlins who don't stand a chance," they decide, we'll have some of that. 5 stars. Lovely jubbly. Thickened hide. Probably try and find a thing to do with that. Do scaled wings. Marvellous. Always enjoy a scaled wing. Mostly because they belong to dragons. And obviously an individual who puts dragon in his username probably quite likes dragons. If that wasn't obvious. Right, you are doing spins. I don't think I'm going to be able to... It depends on how close I can get as to precisely how timed I need to be here. So, right, he's going round and round and round and round and round. Try it. Oh, I think I got him. Oh, I think I caught him. Yes, I did. So again, I should be able to wipe out one almost instantaneously. And then hopefully a second one will go down almost instantaneously. Which will leave me with just the 4, which hopefully won't kick the shit out of me. There is always that possibility. I have sort of... I hate when games like this with a party insist that when your playable character goes down, the whole game is over. I've discussed that in the past, and it came to a head. You've got a dragon tattoo on your left arm. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Is it sort of relatively generic-y dragon, or a sort of Chinese dragon doing a full wraparound, or is it a specific dragon? It's sitting on top of a lily. Ooh, very nice. One assumes that's the flower of the lily variety and not a woman. But then again, tattoos often feature half-naked women and dragons and general other bits of awesome, really. Just heavy metal. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I must admit, I've never plumped for the idea of getting a tattoo, because I just don't like the idea of pain, essentially, to a certain extent, but also, I don't know. But I can't deny, a dragon would be probably the thing I would go for.
Not enough sleep?
I guess.
Although, having said that, I'd be tempted to declare my nerddom by having, if I was to get a tattoo, I in the running, it's not a guarantee, but in the running would be the Lassie icon from this. Because I quite like that, with the sort of sharp arrows and stuff, it makes for quite a nice symbol. Oh, there's a little chocobo chick. No. Oh god, look at it. Oh my god, it's so fluffy.
Being made a Lassie.
Oh, I need its fluff so much.
I mean, look. Even I'm kind of worried.
And do you know what? I wish... I can't remember who... It might have been Ganon who questioned this the other week. Did the Chocobo chick get turned into a lassie? And it's like, fuck! They never answer that question! Why do they never answer that question? God damn you! Because I'd love to think... I'd love them to do like a sub-game. They won't, because they already did 13.2 and 13.3, but nonetheless, I'd love to see them do like a sub-game, which is just the Chocobo's journey, where it gets turned into a lassie, and then its ultimate summon was was a fat Chocobo from Final Fantasy VII. That would be quite fun. Honour both of your grandmothers. One liked lilies as her favourite flower, and the other was because her nickname was the dragon. Oh, very nice. Very nice indeed. A double whammy of beautiful sort of memorial? Yeah? I think that's the word I'm after. A double whammy of wonderful memoriams. So that's quite nice. I must admit that almost makes me want to get a tattoo now, because that sort of, you know, reverence and... It's a lovely thing to do, is what I'm trying to say. You also have the Assassin's Creed symbol on your right wrist. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now, right wrist. Yes. Yeah, I think that's usually where they put their hidden blades. I think I was wondering that the other day, because I suddenly thought that because I've been playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla recently a lot. And by a lot, I mean 150, possibly 160 hours. Oh, that's where you want me to go. So that's got a bit... oh, hello. Are you supposed to be here, Mr. Chocobo? I don't know. There you go. Anyway, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and for a moment, I thought they'd put the hidden blade on his left wrist, but I don't think they did. And I was almost like, oh, that's awesome! I'm left-handed! Left-handed Eivor! But unfortunately, I think I very swiftly realised that no, actually he has it on his right wrist, as is probably standardised for the majority of people being right-handed. But it would have been pleasant if he was left-handed. Unless he was and I was very happy, I don't know. I can't remember.
I'm just thinking.
I'd have to look him up to know for certain where his... well, I say hidden blade. Eivor, of course, doesn't have it as a hidden blade. He has it as a, look at my blade, it's awesome.
My son Dodge. He was picked. He's a lassie.
I think he's also, the slight twist they put on a little bit later, is he's not the same sort of lassie.
He said he wanted to see a foul sea, so...
Oh, here we go, actually, I think they're showing it now. There you go, you and your 5-minute spoilers again. Welcome back to J Dragon Fang and his 5-minute spoilers. I'm going to tell you something that's going to happen in the next 5 minutes. And there's a cheeky little view of Vanille there. So, unbeknownst to Zaz at this point, Vanille has been fiddling with his son.
Where are you? Say something.
But he's also, you can see, he's also got a little lassie mark on his wrist, on his hand there, I think is the idea. Daddy wasn't there to save me from a fate worse than death.
You okay? You're not hurt, are you?
I mean, physically, no, he's not hurt. Futurely, I don't think that's a word, but futurely, he's pretty screwed.
It did the only thing it could and made Dodge a lassie to protect it. My son, he got picked by a Sanctum Fal'Cie. He's a hero. But we're Pulse lassie. Dodge's enemies.
There you go, I told you. That's the bit I spelled 5 minutes earlier.
Take custody of him. Then it was one test after another. Even then they couldn't figure out his focus. Maybe it was look for Pulse lassie, maybe it was kill him. Either way.
Maybe the kid just went to like one of a fairground ride and got sort of stamped so that he could keep coming back in. Also, he's not allowed back in, I suppose. You've been on this ride too many times. We're stamping you and marking you so that you can't come back in again.
He was the one who found the Pulse Fal'Cie. But the kid can't fight. So that's why I
That
put
sounds a
myself
bit of the
on
old
train
harmonica
to
in the
Roger.
background.
I figured his focus had to have something to do with destroying that post Valsea. Thought I could do it for him, and, well,
You saw how shit that went.
you know the rest. If I was right about his focus, he's probably a crystal already. Of course, if he was supposed to take out that thing's l'Cie, then either we die, or he's a Sith.
Die? Really?
It's a pickle, all right.
See, this is the point where Final Fantasy XIII is probably one of the better Final Fantasy
Bird
XIIIs.
says no.
Because I think they do delve a lot into their characters. It feels possibly like they delve more into the characters in this one than a lot of the others. I might be wrong on that account, but I don't know, just... They really do have... Like Zaz and his sort of cracking jokes to hide the pain and being, you know, deeply, deeply on the verge of potentially committing suicide for the sake of his son is quite dark and quite something to explore in a game, I think. And that's where this game, I think, shines a lot in its storyline, is just poignant beyond comparison, I think. Well, I say beyond comparison. You can probably comparison it to something. I think you'll find the words compare, isn't it? Yes. I can make a comparisonate, and my comparisonate is other games that feature deep down traumas. I suppose I could do some upgrades. Oh, I'm so terrible at this upgrading thing. Because I kind of feel like I should... I don't know. Maybe I should look it up and do more. But I tell you what, we'll just stick a load of shit in Zaz's gun. Right, is that how it's done? You stick a load of shit in the gun? Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much how it's done. I kind of want, like, ones that actually do something productive. Where are all my sort of high-end ones? Apparently I don't have any. Segmented... I'm surprised the segmented carapace wasn't worth a bit more. Oh, that's a little bit better. Fragrant oil? There's 13 of them. Gummy oil. Good God, I'm not going to get up to... 1500 like this, am I? I know technically once I get it up, and this is where I should possibly look up, because I don't think it says anywhere where... Oh, there's the Millerite, interesting. Transformational catalyst, nice. I wonder I suppose in a weapon that is ready to transform, which they're not. Because I get the suggestion and the idea, because it's like you just upgrade it to a certain level, then you can transform it into a new weapon, and it's lovely. But I don't know. They don't seem to specify which ones will give you bonus experiences and stuff. So I don't know. I'm sure there's probably a manual there somewhere. Not in the game, I don't think, but I'm sure somewhere online. Oh, I want to save it. Or did I save it? Did I save it? I don't know. I'll save it again. Doesn't matter. 13.2 and Lightning Returns confused the hell out of me. Yep. Wasn't just you. Wasn't just you. I think the world was confused by 13.2 and Lightning Returns. Especially because I heard somewhere that the best ending, or one of the worst endings, requires the most work for 13.2, I think. I think I've only ever gotten like one basic ending when it came to 13.2. But it's a weird one, because 13.2, in terms of its gameplay, it's fantastic. What's also weird is if you've ever played Tales of Symphonia 2, because 13.2 and Tales of Symphonia 2 are so weirdly similar, and I don't quite know why. I don't know whether there's some kind of overarching thing they are based off of or not, but it is still like, wow, why are you so similar? Even down, the real kicker is even down to the characters' styles. Because I can't remember the fella's name, but whoever it is with Sarah, I think it's something like Noah or Noel. I think it might be Noel, actually. Yeah, thinking about it. He's dressed all like in blue, and Sarah is all dressed in pink. in Tales of Symphonia 2, the main lead in that is all dressed in pink, and the main protagonist, male protagonist, is all dressed in blue. Final Fantasy 13-2, you play as the two main characters, and you bring in a monster companion as an extra party member. Tales of Symphonia 2, you play as the two main characters, and I am pretty certain you bring in a monster companion to fill in the remaining gaps. And it's like, what the shit is this? I have discussed that in previously, but it is still like wonderfully crazy how similar those two felt to me. Maybe I've made it up and it's become a bigger thing in my brain. Ah, shite. I was hoping for the back attack, but never mind. But nonetheless, it is bizarre how similar they seemed when I was doing it. Mudfrog will need scanning. The Hedgefrog, however, not quite so much. Let's scan you, Mr. Mudfrog. Might be easier to take down the Hedgefogs, owing to the fact that they are relatively simple to beat. So I'll be slightly careful with the health bar, since as these are back to easy enemies. Well, I think the worst thing about... Now, maybe again, I didn't explore every single ending to Final Fantasy 13-2. Do note, if I ever say 10-2, I probably mean 13-2 in this situation. I just seem to be very much stuck on 10-2 as opposed to 13-2, and then I say 13-2 when I mean to say 10-2. Fuck it out. Anyway, the one thing that bugged me the most, and maybe because of the time travelling aspect, it does get explained in one of the endings, but I'm fairly certain I went through the whole game and it wasn't. But it completely retcons the ending of Final Fantasy 13. It's like, this happened. No, it didn't. It did. No, it didn't. We say it did, so it did. No, it fucking didn't. I've played Final Fantasy 13. Because I went through a kick where I sort of went, do you know what? I'm going to give Final Fantasy 13 another go. Then I'm going to go into 13-2. Then I'm going to go into Lightning Returns. And I did that. It was very enjoyable. Very enjoyable period of time where I was just playing Final Fantasy 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns. And all three separately, quite good games. I quite enjoyed the gameplay of Final Fantasy 13-2 because it's real old school turn-based stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed Lightning Returns gameplay. It's a bit weird, but nonetheless a nice unique take on the sort of turn-based RPG formula, which is, I don't think it was quite as turn-based as that sentence may have suggested it was. I can't quite remember. I vaguely remember enjoying it. I don't fully remember the details of its battle system, but it was quite unique. But you were only ever playing as Lightning, which... well, I suppose you might have been able to play as someone else, but primarily you were playing as solo Lightning, which was always slightly troublesome, of course, because without friends and allies, it tends to be slightly more difficult. But it was, it was a very pleasant experience, I do recall. Although I don't think I ever completed it. Because I think it's one of those odd little games where it's like, congratulations, you've sort of done it once. Now how about you do it again? I don't really want to do it again immediately, thank you. No, if you want to complete this game, you'll do it again. I don't really want you'll do it again, you fucker, and you'll fucking like it. And no, I didn't like the idea of doing it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. But I think it is one of those ones where you maintain. I really need to get rid of this main frog because he is proving an arsehole. He is. Oh no, he is still alive. Okay, that good man, Zaz. Your whole running away stint is forgiven because you actually helped me out and killed the beastie that I needed dead. Note to self: big chunky frog summons mini frogs, and nobody needs the summoning of mini frogs in their life. Granted, the mini frogs aren't that difficult, but it is still one of those things you don't really need. You don't need an army of tiny frogs. I am astonished that's a 5-star. Astonished. Because I did not do that battle very well at all. Oh, there's Big Chunky Boy. Now, I'm not really going to be able to defeat Big Chunky Boy in my current predicament, I don't think. Let's just pop in there. Oh, I can't open it. Shit. Run! Run! Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out! Tell you what I'm going to try and do. It seems as they have given me the option. I'm going to touch up this orb and bring the sunshine. It's one of those ones where it's an interesting gameplay mechanic, but a weird concept of world. You know, it's a weird one for the world to have just orbs that change the weather. Okay, so can we? Yes, I think we just did. But there are 4 of them, which is alarming. Or is there 3? Is there 3? No, there is 4. 4 is an alarming volume of Flandragorers, because they're not the most difficult of creatures, because that's definitely going to lie with the fellow in the Get that fire going, dear. Get that fire going. Ah, you missed it, love. You missed it. Missed your opportunity. Oh well. We'll just focus on the one. I'm still tapping. Still tapping. Can't help myself. Just want it to move faster. Come on. Come on. Come on. If I tap, I can stay alive. This is not Dead by Daylight. Oh shit. That won't work like that. Auto heal for Neil, I think. Heals. I think this battle was going to be a bit of a slog, because unfortunately I didn't take advantage of the opening as well as I should have. Fire, 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 fire off all of the fire. Come on. Ruin him! Ruin his existence. Don't know how you'd ruin the Flandragor's existence. Maybe eat him? I don't know if I'd necessarily want to eat one of these creatures, but you never know. Oh shit, I'm already in medic. In the medic phase, I wasn't paying enough attention to what it was that it was there. Ruin! This is definitely not 5 stars. If this is 5 stars, then I absolutely do not understand how the 5-star system works in this game, because we have taken way too long and taken way too much damage. Although I can't deny, I don't know if damage is even remotely factored into the 5 stars. They don't specify it in the sort of end screen, but I don't know whether it's sort of a hidden calculation behind the scenes, perhaps. Nonetheless, doesn't make much difference. The key thing is just get through the battle. Get through the battle and earn your CP. That's what you need. CP is king. King of the world. I must admit, I might have a look, but I don't think... Since the last time I dealt with CP, I don't think we're going to have built up too much. It is fun to sort of be able to build up a whole load of... Are you shitting me? Fine. I'll take it. I'll take your 5 stars. I will take your 5 stars. I will enjoy your 5 stars. However, I refuse to understand why you gave me 5 stars. But I'm not going to snub your 5 stars. Now, I'm fairly certain Magician's Mark... There's not an upgrade to the Magician's Mark at this point. Let's just scroll through, make sure... No. Because Metal Armband, I think, in fact, Metal Armband is a really shitty one. I suppose I can sell them, which might come in quite handy, because funds do tend to get a little bit sort of troublesome in this game. It is difficult to build coinage, because I think mostly you are getting sort of monster parts. Right, come on, come on. I've done it tolerably well this time, so could you get on with fire? Yes, that's it. Now, with a bit of luck, this time we might be able to take advantage of the first stagger a little bit more. However, there is no guarantee to that. I just need you to quickly, all of it, quickly. No, there's no way that first one's still staggered. In fact, the second one's no longer staggered. Okay, fair dues. So it was probably a bit of a waste trying to get the double stagger. I don't know. I always try to, but then I keep realising that it's probably not worth it. It's one of those ones where I almost wish I could remember exactly how I played it the first time round, because I probably discovered that fact early doors last time as well. I say early doors, this is chapter 5 or 6. No, it must be 6 now, I would think. We started in 5, and I think when we transferred to Zaz and Vanille, that would have gone up to chapter 6. 5-star again. I'll take your 5 stars. In fairness, that battle was slightly better than the previous one. Now, let's pop down here, but we do want to acknowledge the fact that there is a path there that we've missed. Kind of want to pop back. not only do I want to sort of potentially just take down the monsters for the sake of it. Oh, that's a big chunky beastie that I might not want to fucking mess with. Well, I suppose first things first, let's try and make sure we get the back attack on the Flandraggerers, and then try and ascertain, trying to figure out which direction that thing's facing. I think it's quite far away, actually. I think it's pre when I changed the weather back to sunshine. Happiness and rainbows in my life. Do 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 do. Come on, let's screw his day. Ruin this Flandraggerer's life. I think the other thing with this game is they're relatively long, but I don't think any of the dungeons, or sort of areas, I suppose technically, they're not strictly speaking dungeons, but I don't think the phrasing would make too much difference if I called them dungeons. They don't tend to outstay their welcome in this one, which I think is quite nice. I suppose arguably when you go full on open world, it perhaps does start sort of getting this a bit samey, but they've done quite nice. Not only are they flowing areas, but they're quite tolerably lengthy areas. And yes, it's facing me. It's a giant dragon, or drake, wyvern-y type creature, I'm assuming it would be classified as. And it's kind of going back on itself. So I'll tell you what, I realise... Oh, there's another one over there. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I didn't necessarily need that one in my life either, but... I don't know whether I want to... I mean, I must admit, I would prefer to get the back attack in order to try and tackle that thing. So I think for now, what we'll do is have the dragons fuck off in the rain. Or are they... No, I think they are all sodding off in the rain. Dragons don't like the rain. Which, in fairness, in my case, I do quite like the rain. Oh, they're the big chunky boys, aren't they? Oh dear. Oh dear, that's a lot of chunky boys all at once. Don't know if I... Did I scan them? Yes, I did. Hopefully, focus fire, we can... Oh dear. Focus fire, even that's not going to do me too much good. And if they start calling in reinforcements, I don't know. There's bound to be an upper limit as to the combatants allowed within the fighting arena, but we could very swiftly start getting a little bit overwhelmed if they all start calling in backup. What is it? Backup! Or technically, you could argue in that film it was Bat Up, because he summoned bats. It's funny jokes. Joe! Very nearly. Oh, here we go. We are getting some backup creatures and another set. Oh no, the first courtship dance I think actually failed. I don't know whether it highlights. Does it specify when it fails? Or... Oh no, that one didn't fail. They are behind me. I wonder if they're all behind me. God, I hope not. And suddenly 6 frogs behind me. Well, I suppose what we need to do really is just ignore them, as troublesome as they can be, because again, I re-emphasise my earlier thoughts of chippings. Chippings? Would you like your beans and chippings? We have traditional English fare for you. Beans and chippings. Chippings and beans. There you go. Choice. Heal up, please, Vernil, and now slash and burn. Mudfrog is the correct target, yes it is. Well, I haven't said that. One of them's disappeared. I don't know precisely how that would have happened. I suppose maybe Blitz? Yeah, if Zaz is auto-blitzing somewhere along the line. Difficult to know sometimes precisely what he does. It does pop up on the screen, I will give them that much, but sometimes it's difficult to focus on that specific area. Because if you're not looking at him, it pops up above his head, I believe. Right, ideally, what I want to do is try and just take out the mud... Oh, no, okay, it's going to have to be War and Peace immediately. We can afford to do a little bit of healing on Zaz, but we do have to watch out for Vanille's health bar more so. Focus on... Oh, nice! Shot in mid-air! Quality shooting, sir. That one, garbage battle. Marvellous. Moving swiftly on and away from the garbage battles that I just put forth into the world, I will carry on running. Run, run, run. Running makes my Feet hurt, but I'll carry on running, because eventually we'll get to our destination. Okay, so I feel like that... whoops, that's the wrong button. I did wonder what was happening. I thought all had gone horribly wrong, but luckily it was just that little bit of sort of halting where it was going, I'm thinking about giving you the information screen. Oh, it might be easier to get rid of the gremlins first, but I've, you know, very much like Mastermind, I've started, so I'll finish. War and Peace, I think we need. Peace for, oh, there you go, that's his blitz. If you were wondering precisely what his blitz looked like, he sort of leans the guns to one side and in a sort of small area. Oh, we are still in... I want to go back to Slash and Burn, I thought I'd done that. I got confused by what I did and what I didn't do. Too busy trying to look at Zaz's... Oh, that's a 4-star. Bastards. I feel like you actually robbed me of a star on that occasion. I feel like the game physically put its hand in my pocket and went, no, I'm taking this star now. Oh, that was... Oh, yeah. That demonic chant again to get it to work properly. I thought I'd fluffed the back attack because I thought I'd entered... Oh, Mudfrogs first. Mudfrogs first, please. Yes, that's it. Carry on. Although, having said that, there is an argument to say I could have possibly taken down the Hedgefrog, then focused on the Muds, but the Muds are the greater... Owing to their ability to bring extra creatures, the Mudfrogs are definitely the priority target. Come on, that's it. Now, cheeky little heal before we start fiddling elsewhere. I think, rather luckily, we actually managed to stagger that second Mudfrog, which is unexpected and weird. Can we stop that? Yes. I think we just blocked him from doing it, which is quite nice. Oh, no, he's off again. No, he's got it. He's got it. Only one? Only one, question mark? Only one, that's alright. We can deal with only one. I'm assuming it must be set to sort of a random number between X and Y. X being at least 1, it would seem, and, well, I suppose technically it can fail, so I suppose that, you know, the lower value is actually 0. But I'm wondering if the upper value is 3, because that's the most I've seen summoned at any given time. Oh, I think we'll do a little bit of Crystarium now. I hadn't actually intended to press Y, I meant to push X, but never mind. Right, we dealt with those, so just do these. Oh, you've got access to Thunder. That might be quite useful. Overwhelm, yeah, it's not too bad. It's not that great at the moment, but it will sort of... Oh, Firer! Very nice. Unexpected fire in the magic area. Right, I think we have now maxed out everything. Superb. The whole thing will grow again in the not too distant future. I believe we'll probably end up going back to life, back to reality. No, back to the other characters, Hope and Lightning. Completely blanked on her name, despite her being sort of the star. Oh, an accessory is very good news. And yes, by 2 crystal points, we actually managed to get in there. Oh, it's very, very good. Ooh, okay. Resisting Deprotect. I don't know if that's that useful. Tungsten Bangle is just good. Critical Veil, meh. Resist Poison, that's not intolerable. Critical Shell, tolerable, but not like something that makes me go, ooh, yay. Spark Ring, Ember Ring, Ember... No, I think just the Tungsten Bangle will do nicely. No, you didn't get one, did you? No, so you will have to suffer without one. Right, where do we want to go? Arguably, I was going to say one of those shell beasts is there, so let's pop back this way quickly, because I know there's a treasure chest over here, so... Oh, that's shell beasts as well, okay. So what I might do, we'll pop over this side, change the weather, and have a slightly easier time. Because as much as I can and will and happily do plough through the big shell monsters, when it's just one big shell monster, you can kind of get away with obstinately just going, I am just going to fight it. Whereas if it's shell monster and friends, Yeah, it's a little more tricky because, of course, those flandraggers are quite nice as a design. They are very bizarre, but the texturing does. I mean, it does do sort of tomato incredibly well. They just look perfectly like tomatoes. Especially the stalks are just so well textured. I suppose is the key bit that's doing it. I love the way you've got the sort of mouth ooze, sort of pinning them together. I suppose technically that's probably just stretching it, isn't it? It does it so much that you don't necessarily. Oh, that's not the right class. Too busy inspecting the enemies, trying to see it in the eye of the modeler. I'm seeing the polygons. I see quadrilaterals, and they are good. If I see a triangle, I'm going to do my fucking nut. I don't know if anybody knows anything about 3D modelling, but the fundamentals are quadrilaterals, squares, good, thumbs up. Anything else? No. Bad. There are, of course, exceptions to every rule, and sometimes you can be a bit cheeky, especially if you're going for low volume of polygons, perhaps. But the general ruling is you do not want. Is that facing? Oh, that's facing this way. There is an actual tomato in FF12. Yes. Yes. I think you may very well be remembering correctly, because I do vaguely recall that. Because I quite enjoyed FF12 as well. There is an argument to be made. I've enjoyed every FF game. There is not. Oh, you are now facing me? Question mark? Yes, you are. Okay, that's the problem. Bye. I'm trying to approach him tactically as best I can, which may mean just sort of. Oh, he turned. What a little turd. But yes, the hunts were quite fun in that. They were quite an amusing little mechanic. The only ever issue I had with Final Fantasy XII was how much the story felt like you weren't necessarily a part of it. There's a lot of events. It was sort of like, go, run across, and where it's interesting actually, where I said these areas that you explore here, these feel just about the right size. I found with Final Fantasy XII, on occasion, the huge areas were quite impressive, yes, but sometimes they felt a little bit too huge, because it did feel a little bit, and I suppose, I don't know, there's an element of, it's fucking supposed to, mate, it's a fucking great big desert, but crossing some of the deserts in Final Fantasy XII was a bit of a sort of like, Jesus Christ, sand, okay, half hour later, I'm still fucking in sand, half hour later, I'm still going through sand. They felt a little bit too long. They did feel like they overstayed their welcome, whereas Final Fantasy XIII distinctly feels like they're roughly the right length. You don't quite get to the point of, oh, I've been here for ages, before you get to a new area, but equally you don't get to a point where you're sort of flicking through areas, boom, 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 like they're going out of fashion. Are you looking at me again? You are looking at me again, you prick. Is he just literally following me? Oh yeah, he really is. Creepy, creepy dragon. Creepy, creepy motherfucking dragon, just peeping at Vanille from across the, whatever that is, chasm, hole. No, we'd best not have a dragon peeping through the hole. Peeping through the keyhole. Who lives in a dragon like this? Anyway, also the other thing with Final Fantasy XII I found, as much as I enjoyed the game, and I did enjoy the game, it always felt like everything sort of happened while you were away, almost. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it did feel sort of like, go cross the desert. I've crossed the desert. Shit happened while you'd crossed that desert, but we didn't really want you to feel a part of the events of the game. We just wanted the events to sort of pass by. That's sort of how I felt with the storyline. It didn't feel like me as the character was really needed or oh, okay. That's a big dragon. That's big dragon, big pain. Maybe this dragon was a bad idea. This one might be a touch too tough. And we need to continue healing, at the very least. And then what we might need to do, especially I need full heal. Oh, now I think we need... Oh, no, not quite. But let's get another heal up. Okay, fire is an issue. There we go. Right, we can deal with that. Okay, you've beaten me again. So let's... I really do need to just get your health up there. And then let's slash and burn the Gachi Makera. Because we want that done and dusted. So get rid of you. Get rid of it. Thank you. Right, it has gotten rid of. Sabotage by the Beastie Boys. Get rid of it. Damage its confidence. Order. Get back to healing. Go. Good. With a bit of luck, I can Asuna. Yes, marvellous. It's sooner rather than later, hey. I needed that ailment gone. Right, come on. Alright, that's it. Now, Tide Turner once more. Let's hire Tina Turner to do a turn on the Tide. What? I don't know. Let's go back to what the machine says. So D-Shell, D-Protect, D-Shell, that'll do nicely. I would like you... Are you immune? We don't know. But, then again, it would have highlighted it because I've been trying. So let's just Libra it first. Zaz has done all of his buffs, which is quite useful. There we go. We finally caught him with my debuffs. Good, that's what we want. Now, I think I can win this. Emphasis on think. I probably can't win this. No, I can probably use a Phoenix Down, but I didn't necessarily want to be using Phoenix Downs at this point in time, which is unfortunate. But this is a big beastie. So note to self: do avoid dragons in the future, or wyverns. Technically, its official name is a wyvern, but nonetheless, avoid them. It's not good fightings. Not good fightings at all. But we should be able to break it, which means I think we're going to get through this. Yes, marvellous. We shall win the battle and beat the beastie. That's a shame, because I really would have enjoyed using that fire spell on the big chunky boy. But unfortunately, we had to back out. But that stagger meter, luckily, whenever you have to put a lot of work into getting it to stagger, they are generous, and they let that stagger meter turn off. Is it actually weak to fire? Yes, it is. How very convenient. That she happens to have fire on a creature weak to fire. As I say, I think this game is actually particularly well designed in that they give you limited resources, but the resources they give you are the correct ones. I am astonished, but hey, 5-star rating, baby. That's what I like to see. I like to see a 5-star, baby. If it's only a 4-star, baby, I will send it back to the baby shop. I don't take 4-star babies. Shit, I really thought I'd done that correctly and got the back attack. I did not. And now I'm disappointed. Hello, disappointed. I'm Dad. Da 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 da. Oh, good lord, we've hit the 2-hour mark. We've hit the 20 to 7 marker. Wasn't expecting that. And I got sort of carried away with the game. But that's what it does. It draws you in. Draws you in. And you get lost in the world. Which I like. I like the fact that you do that. You get absorbed by the characters. And as long as you don't get absorbed by the Flandraga, you're going to be alright. If you get absorbed by the Flandraga, you are going to be filthy. Although having said that, technically, it might look like that, but it might not actually be sort of oozy. It may be something, it may not have juices inside it. But then again, something that looks like that, yeah, you got to know that thing's going to have juices running all over the place. Touch that at your peril. It's lucky you're wielding guns and a sort of weird whip. Which is one of the sort of rejected names of Cream. Should we call it Cool Whip or Weird Whip? I think cool seems like the better option. Okay. What if we put, like, sort of a... What if we dye it sort of a strange rainbow colour so it comes out a very peculiar shade of horrible? Can we call it Weird Whip then? Yes, but only at Halloween. That's not true. I don't think there's such a thing. Although, possibly, if a Cool Whip representative is watching. Spoiler, they're not. They're off building more Cool Whip, I'm sure. Good, right, that one's dead. Sometimes it's worthwhile pushing forward. Oh no, it wasn't dead. Oh, I mean, it is now, but it wasn't when I thought it was dead. Okay, fine. Shows me what I know. I could have sworn... Maybe I managed to actually cut the fire spell before it hit or something, I don't know. It's distinctly possible. But, yeah. What you really need to do is just keep thinning their numbers, really. Just focus on the enemy that's in front of your face. Sometimes it's worthwhile. I tend to be a little bit too fast doing these things. You can slow it down and try and be more tactical. Tactical! Yes, tactical. You can slow it down and be more tactical, but I tend to just be a little bit... I can't help myself. I'm always in a rush. Always in a rush. Despite the fact that you don't need to be. But anyway, that's why I end up tapping the buttons, and that's why one thing you can do in the battle system again, and again, in some fights it's necessary, in fights like this not so much, but you can try and synchronize. If you don't, because where I'm sort of going auto battle, auto chain, and aiming straight at the Flandragora, that means it will kick off and launch the fire as soon as the meter's full. What you can do, I think we'll just in case. I don't quite trust it. Yeah, I think it's worthwhile just making sure I don't die. But what you could do is, rather than... I'll try and show it, although we're running out of time. So, I haven't actually engaged it yet. So, what I'm going to do is wait for Zaz to start, and then I'll start. Now, it didn't do much in that occasion, because the thing was almost dead anyway. But, if you do synchronise with your allies... This is sometimes quite important if you're playing a Ravager. When we get to the sort of full party of 3, if you're playing as a Ravager, it can be quite useful to synchronise with the other Ravager, because it feels... I don't know whether this is true or not, I must admit. I suppose I should really check the facts before spouting nonsense, but the feeling I get is if you synchronise with the second Ravager, you just pump that... you can pump that stagger meter up just that little bit more. Just that little bit more, because you both got such a heavy focus of boom, 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 magical spells. As I say, at the moment, it's not that important to care. So me just sort of going, do this, do it when you're ready. It's fine. It doesn't make too much difference. But later bosses, I know, will probably be sufficiently troublesome, shall we say? Because this is where, when I played it the I didn't need that. I needed to change, and I didn't. This is where, on my first playthrough, I didn't really appreciate some of the subtle nuances of the battle system, and therefore just used the auto battle and just basically played it like I am playing it now. And you can't do that in the later game. At the moment, this sort of early stages, you can get away with just going, do whatever you like, whenever you like. That's it. 2 Ravagers and a Commando is your bread and butter, which is convenient. It's 2 and a 1. Although, having said that, that means you've left the butter off of one slice, and really, you want a thin bit of butter on both slices, I think. But that's not 100% the point. 2 Ravagers and a Commando is the be-all and end-all of this game. There is no 2 ways around it. That is the combo that is basically the standard battle formation. When you get 3 characters, obviously. The other one, I think, is basically... basically it's... If all hell is being thrown at you, Sentinel, Medic, possibly even 2 medics if all hell is being thrust upon you. But
Do.
All right, I got it.
nonetheless, so yeah, that's not too bad. And then the other combos, usually, if you just need a little bit of healing, you should almost always go for Medic, Commando, Ravager, because that keeps up the stagger meter. It is. This could be troublesome, because there is 2 of them, and therefore might cause some issue. Especially no, because I actually maxed out their gubbins, so I cannot improve their skills any further. But yeah, we'll try and get rid of that sooner. And get rid... Oh, okay, no. But why did you... Oh, I think because it... Is its basic attack getting rid of deprotecting me? Because that's bad news bears. No, I think it might be having to do something special. Not sure. Anyway, the crucial element is I would like some deprotects and stuff. I also want to use Libra in the not too distant future. Let's get into War and Peace again, I think. Oh, God, this is... I think this is going to be a troublesome one. Now, does the Libra scope do them both at the same time? Yes. I don't know if a Libra does it all as well. No, Libra is one. So yeah, Libra scope was the more efficient choice on that occasion. Right, let's check these guys out. Weakness to water, and then I think the other one is opposite. They are perfect opposites of each other. Enlil and Enki. Right. Plan of action. I don't have one. Hit them. Good plan, sir. Good plan. Right. We will work on that plan. Right. Let's try and get you deprotected. That's it. Now, let's try and at least get poison. Poison is on the other one. Right. Let's screw doing that then. Let's focus on the one I deprotected. So Enlil, get rid of you. Try and focus you down. I think that's going to be crucial. You definitely want to just focus on one single enemy here, otherwise you are asking for trouble. Oh shit, I think I might have asked for trouble. Oh no, Bellow did not kill. It did not kill. I'm quite pleased at that. But we have lost Protect again, which is annoying. But I can Asuna that off, which is surprising, to be honest. Usually they separate out... Oh shit, what is Raging Tempest doing? I don't know, but it's probably bad things. Oh, okay, no, it did very little. Yeah, they usually sort of... They separate out the idea of removing something like Deprotect. And that sort of ailment. They usually separate that out from the sort of other ailments. I don't know how to put it a different way, but nonetheless, Asuna is usually just your sort of petrification, poison, etc, etc. Whereas, oh, fuck me, he's gone all of the buffs. Let's try and sabotage some of those buffs away. Oh, okay, no, let's War and Peace. Good lord, okay. Oh, Bellow. Bellow is probably bad. Oh, is Bellow... I think Bellow might be doing the buffs. Anyway, let's get some curing up in this house. This house needs curing. Just give it a little bit of time and it will cure by itself. Oh, right, I was going to say, it looked like he'd recharged his health bar, but he has not. Raging Torrent, is that your buffs? Is that your buffs, or am I going to get shat on? No, we're just being sort of slightly rained on. Oh, we killed one! Oh, spectacular news. Right, let's Tide Turner. Tide Turner, Tide Turner, turn the tide. Oh, Raging Torrent again, which I'm not 100% sure. Oh, okay, no, that's a nasty one. That is doing damage. A couple of times it doesn't feel like that's done damage, which is why I was confused by its damage. Okay, it has been enraged. Now, can we get rid of... Oh, actually, I'm not getting rid of them. I'm adding... Because if it had Protect, which it doesn't, Deprotect will get rid of that, I believe. I'm 90% certain that is true. I don't think I'm bullshitting you on this occasion. I might be. But do rest assured in the knowledge, it's accidental bullshit. Oh, no. I was going to change out from being a medic. Turns out, no, I'm not. Okay, he is definitely removed... Oh, no, that's me. I'm confused, because, of course, Whenever I'm a medic, I'm targeting my allies. Whenever I'm whenever I'm something else, I'm targeting the enemy. So I'm getting confused as to where buffs are. Oh, Raging Torrent. I think we'll just change out immediately. Oh, it didn't do much. Your Raging Torrent was meaningless to me. Well, we handled that surprisingly well. I was legitimately concerned by that battle, and we just kind of decimated them. Because, I mean, that's another thing you want to always have available to you. As we've established, 2 Ravagers and a Commando is your bread and butter, but Synergist Sabotage, or Saboteur and Synergist, technically. Sabotaging and buffing, especially at the same time, that's a good combo. Can be sort of... It's sometimes useful to do it with a Commando, sometimes a Sentinel, and sometimes a Medic. It's a difficult choice, because the Sentinel will just sort of allow you to kind of be in a holding pattern of, yes, you're attacking, but your attacks are doing very little, and I'm now buffing the ever-loving buffs out of myself. And then Synergist is, of course... No, Synergist is doing that, and then Sabotage is, of course, debuffing the enemy. But then it's equally quite useful to be able to have the Commando keep the stagger meter up, and then it's also quite useful to have the Medic sort of just keeping your health bar up. Oh, again, no, I'm not going to allow it this time. Zaz, I'm going to run. I'm going to race you to the end of this place. Unfortunately, Zaz automatically runs faster than you. But, I thought I could cut him off. But no, he just ran straight past me. Hey, buddy. You won the race and then stopped. Oh, well. Never mind. Let's carry... Oh, no, he's off again. He's off again. You bastard. I do appreciate and enjoy the fact that they've all got unique running cycles as well. They didn't sort of just copy and paste all their running cycles over. Zaz is a bit of a weird one. Very straight-backed, I think. Possibly quite good for the back, I suppose, to run straight-backed, but... Are you going to do your run? No, you're not. Vanille, of course, just, I mean, super cutesy, isn't it? Everything Vanille is just alarmingly and annoyingly cutesy. So here we go. We've made it to a sort of power station, I think. Not entirely sure where we are now, but travelling through that fence is probably a bad idea.
We can board the ship over there.
I suppose we can't really go in the front way because we're Lissee.
Huh?
Ah, that's pissing it down. Go touch one of those orbs again. Should have brought an orb with you. God, can you imagine that? Just having an orb in your pocket that changes it from sunshine to rain. It'd be delightful. Well, I can't deny, you would probably abuse it, wouldn't you? You'd go, oh look, there's Dave. I don't like Dave. Beep. Rain. Why does it always rain on Dave? Because he annoyed me. And I'm petty, so I make it rain on Dave. Sounds filthy. Well, when I say it, but everything sounds filthy when I say it.
Mess has gotten us all into. Of course, it's not to say I always hated it. Seemed fishy. All that Sanctum ranting about the threat from Pulse. Only a matter of time before they strike. Pulse is infested with monsters. Scare after scare. Not even a shred of proof. Tired old cynics like me? We don't just swallow that tabloid crap. No, not me. I figured the Sanctum was up to something crooked. At least until I got dragged in.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, all this purge business, it really only happened because Dodge found that Pulse Fal'Cie.
You're wrong.
Huh?
Don't
Ooh,
blame
is she
him.
going to tell the truth? I don't think that's
It
quite
was
yet.
all-
I think that's later.
Yeah, you're right. was that scum from Pulse behind it?
I like his jacket.
I might as
Got a
well
nice
have tried to
chunky
stop the
sleeve
rain.
to it, and a sort of reverse kind of folded up sleeve bit. It's quite nice.
But they
I even like, it's a bit weird, and I don't know, like,
You're getting
I suppose it's technically like an insignia,
I'll be fine.
probably whatever he's supposed to have been piloting, because he's meant to be a pilot, I believe. But I quite like the yellow patch on the shoulder, the way it sort of buttons down and just covers it up. I quite like it. I wouldn't say no to having a jacket like that. Can't imagine a jacket like that exists. Unless you built it yourself is the crucial thing. You could make it exist, I suppose. But although having said that, they do tend to have an array of sort of bits and bobs that suddenly crop up out of... Oh, hello. I don't think you'll find I pushed that button. I mean, I do want to save it. I would like to be the one responsible for pushing the button. I must have accidentally pushed it without realising, perhaps, or something peculiar is happening. Ah, he is Mr. Nastyman, I believe. I think he's got long brown hair. Not sure if we've seen him prior to this moment, or whether this is his first appearance. Can't recall. Problem is, of course, remembering... I'm remembering the previous times I've played this game, mixed with this occasion. I've been playing it weekly, of course, and so I can't quite... My brain is... Oh no, that is definitely not the guy I was thinking of. I think the guy I was thinking was Final Fantasy XII. So yes, no, there's Rosh, and he couldn't have any sort of different a hair than I just described if he tried. Silver and short ponytail. The cars are a bit weird, aren't they? Massive grills at the front there. Slightly too much camber. I think the word is camber. Too much camber on the wheels, really, to look normal. But then again, why do you want it to look normal? It's fantasy. It's the Final Fantasy.
Then punch straight into the heart of the sanctum? Now you're thinking like a pulseless sea.
Well, this is Operation Nora. It's not just Snow I'm after. The sanctum's gotta pay too. Hey, you're the one who said we had to fight. Every minute we waste, we're tempting fate.
Yeah, and she's suddenly realising that she's
underground tunnels not far from here. I used to
suddenly
play
realising that she's giving the boy
No one uses the
absolutely
entrance
atrocious advice.
So even the army doesn't know about it. But I know where it is. We can sneak in under their noses.
Sounds good.
Great. Here we go.
I've discussed Lightning's outfit's quite nice as well. Just to continue the outfit discussion. I like the fact that there's just that little... I don't know whether it's deliberate or not. One can only assume it was deliberate. I don't know the exact design choices behind it, but there's just that little homage to Cloud in there. Because the way the collar goes, which I quite like. I quite appreciate that it's relatively subtle, but still sort of there.
We can use it to avoid being seen.
And I do like the cape. It's a bit of a weird cape because it's just that one string, but I don't know. Always makes me think Spartan. Maybe it's just because it's red. Rumbling for supper. I don't blame you. Mine is shortly going to be rumbling. So yes, do feel free if you haven't already. A follow is always appreciated. Never a requirement, but nonetheless it will, of course, give you notification when I am back online. So do feel free and enjoy that. And what are the other options? Oh yeah, there's a Discord. If you wanted to ! Discord, you would receive the link for that. And yeah, it's been sort of scrolling along the bottom of the screen. I also do YouTube, which sort of puts these streams off at the moment. At some point I might actually get around to doing proper videos again on YouTube, but yes, hopefully you can enjoy. You can sort of pop in and enjoy a bit more Final Fantasy. Ah, thank you. One loosely assumes, yes. Oh, that's where I put the alert. I was wondering earlier. I do like the emotes explosion. I do like that. It's rare. It's rare. If it wasn't obvious, it's rare that I get to see it. So suddenly seeing my handiwork makes me pleased. But yes, thank you. I do very much appreciate the follow. Hopefully, as specified, you can perhaps enjoy other bits and pieces in the future. There are 3 streams that I do at the moment. Wednesday afternoon at 4:30 we do... At the moment it's just random stuff. All sorts of bits and bobs, random oddities. Next week's one... Yeah, next week will be another random oddity, and then the following week will be Avengers. And then Thursdays we do the main show, which is 8 o'clock on Thursday night, and we do Half Minute Hero, followed by Death's Bank. And then, of course, this time next week will be SaturJay RPG once more, where it will be more from Final Fantasy XIII, which is gonna, you know, basically be my Saturday afternoon for the foreseeable future, owing to the fact that Final Fantasy XIII is a reasonably lengthy game, which I'm quite pleased by. Truth be told, I genuinely was looking forward to it today. It's one of those ones where it's like, do you know what? I woke up this morning and I thought, fuck me, I'm looking forward to Final Fantasy. It was... Oh, that's Hope. I wondered what the bloody blue dot on the map was. It's Hope. A little penis. I can't guarantee he's got a little penis. He may have an immense penis for his age. You just ran straight through the enemies, Hope. You do realise that, don't you? Bit of a tit, aren't you? Alright, I'm hoping they don't look this way. Because then... Do a little cheeky sneak! A sneaky cheek! I'm going to sneak my way to your cheeks. Well, maybe not that. Maybe not that at all. Do the ballroom blitz! If I knew that song better, I could have actually quoted it a bit more, but oh well. A ballroom blitz. It's really not... It's about the only line I know of the song, which is not helpful. And I only really know the song. I know it's got heritage long before this, but my primary thing where I know the song from is the very small segment that's played when they do a little bit in Suicide Squad. They do a little fight scene to it, I believe. As I say, I'm fairly certain it's got a far lengthier heritage than just being a little bit of Suicide Squad. Now, that is intriguing. Okay. I'm not sure which way we're looking at. I think maybe... No? Yes? Yes, okay. There we go. I will just clarify what was occurring on that occasion. I wasn't sure where the secret was going to be, but I made the guess that the secret was going to be on top, and we are sneaking through the sewers. Well, okay, most of us are sneaking through the sewers. I'm sneaking through the sewers. Is there a secret down there? No, there's literally nothing. Okay, it's interesting because the map suggests you could actually go down there, but you actually can't. Not that it makes much difference, but no, he's seen me. That's fair. That's fair. I didn't really have the camera focused in the correct direction. So I was very much like, I don't know what I'm doing there. Core pass effect, so we should probably Libra. Oh, no, not summon. I think it would be a bit unfair to summon Odin against one lone soldier, wouldn't it? Oh, that'd be a hell of a thing, wouldn't it? Hey, halt in the name of Psyops. Odin! Oh shit. This is definitely more than my job's worth. I didn't really want this. Oh dear. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Which way? So... I think I understand what this is. This is... If you're doing it properly and avoiding the battles, go through the sewer. If you're doing it like I do it, kicking the shit out of everything you see, don't go through the sewers. Oh, no, okay, fine. I had planned on that being stealth. Slightly stealth. I was still going to kick the shit out of them. Alright, have we got all of them? Pass effect, Tranquifex. What a phrase. I'm assuming it's all based on the idea of being a pacifier of sort of insurgents. But, yeah, Tranquifex. I'm assuming based on the idea of tranquilizer, which might mean we're going to encounter the sleep. It's weird. I really don't recall the... Oh, yeah, I've turned into lightning, haven't I? There's me going, I'm going to have to do the healing, but of course, no. Now I don't. Do I have all of my... Yes, I do. That's handy. Wasn't sure if they'd reset me paradigms again, but they don't. as you flit between the two teams, they will keep your paradigms in working order, which is useful, frankly. But an exceptionally well chosen decision. Exactly. I mean, technically it gets the point I'm trying to make across, but it's not exactly an elegant sentence, is it? Well-designed choice, or well-chosen design. That'll do. The point is, it was a good call. Whoever made the call of let's not have them reset the paradigms between flitting between teams every single time. It's a good call. Good call. Well done, that man or woman. I always default to man. I don't know. I apologise to anybody who feels that's the wrong thing to do. I should possibly try and train my brain to avoid defaulting to everyone's a man. But I can't. That's not overnight, I fear. I will possibly try and be slightly more wary of it, but it is a weird one. Though I would probably be beneficial to avoid and adjust. Oh, hello. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. So I think this is avoiding the big bike that just landed on me. He didn't really do. He didn't do much in the avoiding part of the situation, did you? Cycle. I think we need to lever it. Just double check. Don't really want to waste. Don't want to waste TP if you don't have to. But Falco Velocycle. I do like the phrase Velocycle as well. I don't know if that is if that's ever been used in a sort of real world situation. I don't think it has. I feel like I would have known that there was a thing called a Velocycle. But I don't know, it's just a satisfying word, isn't it? So well done whoever designed the word Velocycle. Because you can see that it's off of velocity and bicycle, I suppose, isn't it? The velocity bicycle. Oh shit, Gatling gun. Oh fuck, fuckity fuck. Fuckity bums, fuck, yeah, no, that was an inevitability. Yeah, no, Gatling gun is bad news. There was never ooh. Maybe I should have avoided this bicycle. I think I might be able to win, but I'm going to end up having to burn some Phoenix Downs if it does too many Gatling guns. Because Gatling gun is death. It's insta-death. I remember... I feel like I must have gotten past it, but the first time I ever played this game, and possibly even the second time as well, but Gatling gun, you stumble across Gatling gun later on as well, and it kills you. And that's not a maybe, that's a it kills you. It will just keep firing and it will kill you. And you have to do a very specific set of decisions have to be made in order to counteract the whole Gatling gun thing. And unfortunately, at the moment, I do not have the equipment to make those decisions. As such, I can't make the decisions to get around Gatling guns. So unfortunately, anytime I encounter a Gatling gun at the moment, oh, we're fucked. Which I suppose arguably try and avoid the bicycles, I think, is the key thing. But there is a bigger, chunkier, nastier bike in the not too distant future, and I remember it, and it's one of those ones where my memory's not great at the best of times, but if I remember something, it's for one of two reasons. It's either in-fucking-credible, or one of the most infuriating, aggravational, irritation breeding arse fuckeries in the world. And Gatling gun is very much the former. It's very much the latter, not the former. If you have both options available, it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong, I suppose. Oh, this is not where I thought. Is this where I thought it was? Oh, fuck! I'd completely forgotten this area. I do recognise it. I just didn't realise we were here first.
Know about that entrance.
That's fine.
They'll find it. They'll call in a team and canvass the whole tunnel system.
Then we
Really?
better hurry.
I suppose that's quite helpful to cut down on graffiti if you're literally encouraging it by canvassing the whole tunnel.
I don't really know for sure.
We'll find out today.
Paint on the canvas. It's one of those rare actual jokes for you. Do feel free to enjoy that one, savour it. Its like will not be seen for quite some time, I fear. So, cherish it. And just think, oh, here we go, we are moving. It's weird, didn't feel like motion. It's such a big platform, it did not feel like we were moving. Which I don't know, kind of diminishes the idea, really, I think. Which is a bit of a shame. Okay, that's intriguing. Oh, bye! Hope! 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 You were supposed to get off the big thing. Platform. Big platform, you're supposed to get off it. Well, oh, here you come. That's fine. It's coming back. I didn't push a button, it's just coming back by itself. Now, kid. Remember this time. Don't just fiddle around with your hands. Come on, you got to get off the platform. There you go, buddy. There you go. We don't need you going off on your own again. Oh, these are the emergency flans. I don't remember what they're called. But again, this is one of those, again, like I was saying last week.
Check this place out.
Oh, it's lovely, yeah. Shut up, kid. It's one of those lovely extras where it's like, you can see here that they've sort of, they're either supposed to have kind of built their own versions of the monsters in the world, or they have kind of harnessed the monsters in the world for their own sort of essentially nefarious purposes, really, here. But I like it. It's a clever way of establishing the way the world works. Flanetar! Yes, fucking mate. Oh, genius. I love you. I love whoever designed Flanetars. As a name, not necessarily as a thing, because rescuing, that's a pain in the arse. Because they can heal things almost quicker than you can inflict damage. I do remember them now, suddenly. Just that noise. It's weird how memory works. Because I didn't necessarily remember them when I entered this area. And looking at them, I didn't have much recollection.
Easy.
But that noise, that rescue sound effect, suddenly made me go, shit, I remember that move. And I don't like it, because it takes a lot to... If you have to go after Flanetars first, I think. Because if you have a couple of Flanetars rescuing something else, you're screwed. Because it will heal quicker. I can't back attack this, I don't think. I might be able to avoid... Actually, I haven't said that. If I avoid it and then let it go back to its normal position, perhaps. Yes. But what have you seen, child? Because I'm trying to tactically sneak up on this monster. So you shouting "wow," I don't think is going to help. No, I think he's just defaulted back to that position, hasn't he? I can't deny, without a saboteur, although I do have launch. Ah, fuck it, in for a penny, in for a pound, let's have a crack at him. Suppose I could have used one of my bonus items to really try and lay in the boots, but we'll have a go. Oh, right, no, buttons, Libra buttons. I feel like Photon Burst is going to need a preemptive medic. Oh, that's true. That was alarming. Okay, Proton Burst, we'll just maintain our medic then, shall we? Oh, Photon, not Proton, sorry. Oh ho! Medic me, please. Super Soldier, that's what we want to do, because we may not have Sabotage. Oh dear, we'll need more healing. That's good. The Lucidon. I do feel like maybe the Lucidon was something we should have avoided, because that Photon Burst, it just keeps doing it. Not doing any other options. And if I have to keep Hope as healer, yeah, no, it's really just Photon blasting then, isn't it? Photon bursting. Keep using all of the wrong words. Okay, so we've got Protect and Shell, which is going to help me out substantially. Not sure what Photon Burst is triggering off of. Probably, oh, he's probably run out of shit. I don't know what it's doing. I think it might be doing magic damage, since I think it's suddenly shot down in potency when I added the shells, but having both Protect and Shell, it's difficult to know for certain which of the two is causing the sort of reduction. But yeah, this is going to be one of those battles that's a long slog, because it's doing enough damage to force me into sort of healing quite alarmingly regularly, which unfortunately does mean I'm getting less out of... What is your... Oh, okay, yeah, no, that shell is potent. Let's... Do we have dual casting now? It might just be better to punch through the shield. But never mind, because we require medic. Of course we do. We always require medics. And now get in there with some extra magic. Come on. Come on, go, 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 go! I need more from you. I need so much more from you. Here we go, here we go. Now, hopefully, this thing is not quite as tough as the one outside. But again, it's intriguing. I suppose, in a sort of cynical sense, they're probably able to reuse all the same animations and all the same basic models, just retexturing and reskinning. So, yeah, in a cynical sense, it's kind of like, it's just lazy, isn't it, reusing them? But in a world-building sense of these people have built their tech off of nature and monsters in nature. Oh, 0 stars. Not good. But I did win, and that's crucial. Also, what I did realise is I've got 8,000 points in Microsterium. So let us deal with Microsterium. Also, develop further. So, as specified, you do get all of the Crystarium points, or crystal points, I think they're just called crystal. All of the points you accrued whilst being Vanille and Zaz are carried over. They're carried over into these two characters as well, which is why I've got quite so many to play with. Which basically means when you transfer over to the other side of the characters, you do get to pretty much... Now, one slight thing I was curious about. Smite. What is Smite doing for me? Heavy damage with attack to launch target about to recover from stagger. Okay, so again, that's another one of those ones where it's nice to have, it's nice to know it exists, but ultimately it's all automatic. This whole battle system was built on the idea of being automatic, really. Aqua Strike is quite an interesting one. Yes, basically the Ravagers tend to fire magical spells. And magical spells, such as fire, as you can see here, they rely on your magic power. So in this case, lightning's is 134. But of course, lightning is better at strength-based stuff, which is where I just picked one up, and we'll see if I pick up another one. But otherwise, no, that's not one. No, okay. I think I literally only have one that I've picked up so far. Yeah, apparently. Wow. Okay, fair enough. What we'll do is we'll look at it in the abilities tab. Ravager. Here we go. Oh, we've already got one. So you can see a fairly simple icon marking. Next to fire, thunder, and water, you've got the little staff of a mage. Triggers off. Relies on your magic power. The sword icon relies on your physical strength power. And so, lightning as a Ravager is probably going to favour Spark Strike and Aqua Strike because she's very strong in terms of her actual, strength value. Whereas someone like Hope, he will almost always bias the idea of having... Exactly. He will almost always bias the actual spell form rather than the strike form. Cura, good news, and Isuna, even better news. That means we're sort of up and matching what we would expect from Vanille, which is always useful when you're flitting between teams, because it means you don't... I suppose you don't have to concentrate as much, because you know your partner is going to have the moves you need them to have. But also, Synergist is always worthwhile. Bar Water, here we go. I was explaining Bar Thunder and Bar Water and Bar Fire was the one I was actually explaining earlier. Raise target's lightning resistance, and you've got that for each of them. Bar Water, Bar Thunder. Now, it says raise resistance, and I don't know if that's 100% true, or it is just a straight up, you are now immune to lightning. I can't say for absolute certain. They're still worth it if you know the enemy's going to be using a lot of whatever spell they're using. And, of course, what's quite useful is when, you do it when you Libra things, the auto battle will understand what the enemies are going to be using.
Carbuncle.
Oh, is it really? Lovely. Always enjoy a good
It's
little
one of our
carbuncle.
enemies, being Sanctum and all.
Oh, carbuncle's never an enemy.
So,
Ruby
kill
carbuncle.
him and cut off the food supply. That'll make us popular.
Absolutely not make us
I
popular.
think people have enough reason to hate us, don't you?
There you go. Leave
Yeah,
poor
you're
Ruby
probably right.
carbuncle alone.
Hungry people make for angry people.
Anyway, I must admit, before I can't remember what the fuck I was saying before that cutscene started, so we'll just move swiftly on, and you never know, it might suddenly spark in my brain. And spoiler alert, I don't think it's going to. Oh shit! Okay, I mean, yeah, all right, just take it on. I don't know if this was both of them or just the one. Both of them. Okay, that's fine. Oh yeah. When you Libra something, you will find out. The auto battle will find out what the enemy is primarily going to be using. And when it does that, the synergist, assuming you're not the synergist, because you can do whatever you like, but the auto battle, if you're a synergist, or the ally auto battling, both of those they'll figure it out, and they will go, okay, you're using thunder. See, okay, this is the problem. There you go. It took a lot longer than was entirely necessary, because those Flanators were just going, rescue. Oh, you've rescued me, I'll rescue you. Oh, you've rescued me, I'll rescue you. I insist that I rescue you. No, I insist I rescue you. Well, I suppose we could rescue each other, but I mean, this is going to prove very annoying for the player. So yes, they will just keep doing that siren, and they will just keep healing and keep going in the most irritating fashion in the world. Oh, okay, that's handy. That's just arrived. Oh, no, it had arrived, but not quite arrived as much as you needed it to have arrived. Right, I think we're going up there. Cool, marvellous. But it gives you a sense of scale, but I still don't 100% feel the motion of these platforms. It's slightly peculiar. Oh, we've got a big boy again. Is he facing this way or facing the other way? Are you going to do me a favour, game? No, you are definitely not going to do me a favour. I mean, I said I was going to avoid him. I suppose let's have a look. How many of these have I got? What does that do? Bravery, faith, and haste. I mean, that would certainly help. But then that would allow me to get the back attack, which would also help. But I've got more of them. Oh, go on, let's Fort a Soul, and then just plough into his face, and then get straight to Tide Turner. Yeah. Oh no, no, it's not Tide Turner this time, and it's not meant to be dual casting either. It's meant to be Super Soldier. Good, he's doing Protect. I got all of the speed in the world. Photon Burst, slightly annoying, but didn't do that much. So maybe it is doing physical damage. Difficult to know for certain. But here we go. We have now proven. Not that I ever doubted Boogie Bomb, nor did I suggest that. I don't know. But we have seen physically proven before our very eyes that because we have got haste running on us, we have now got the red ATB bar, and it will, as you can see, go a lot quicker, which should help. Yeah, I mean, it should help. No matter what, it should help, but it's still going to be a bit of a slog of a battle, because at the end of the day, we still can't do a lot of damage to this thing. Although, having said that, let's go back to dual casting. Let's just make sure we get yes, dual casting. Yes, we should get away with a little bit of dual casting. And here we go. So, now, granted, because everything is halved, it doesn't make much difference. But lightning biases strength, so therefore the auto battle biases the idea of using her strike attacks. However, I think Slash and Burn is going to be the better option here because I can launch it and therefore do more damage, I believe. Because her physical attack is supreme, is the key thing. That's why she uses strikes. That's I mean, it was better. It was better. But then again, I did use a Fort a Soul, so and I don't. Yeah, I think it's literally the next battle. So, oh well.
Look at us, pulseless sea, using a sanctum fallacy to tell where we're going. Sort of strange.
Not really. We've relied on them our whole lives. The food we eat, the light and water, it's all from the fal'Cie. You know, I think Cocoon was really built for them. The rest of us, we're just leeches, parasites.
You think?
A bleak worldview, but
They protect us.
not a completely inaccurate one, I think.
They take care of, well, normal people. They treat us like we're special. Almost like
Pets.
we're pets.
He does say it. See, once again, J Dragon Fang, 5-minute spoiler.
Like pets. To them, we are just pets. That's it. Now it makes sense. I've been so blind. I was born into a fal'Cie world, raised on a fal'Cie leash.
Now that
It was
leash
the
has been
only life
broken.
I knew how to live.
You're going to use that leash to whip
It
it.
was taken from me. I was completely lost. Without a master to follow, my life had no purpose. Hope, listen to me. This l'Cie curse, it took everything from me. My future, my dreams. I didn't want to think. So I fought instead. As long as I was fighting, nothing else was real. I was running away. And you, Hope. You got swept along with me.
But Lightning, I don't understand.
Operation Nora is over.
What?
I think you'll find it's the boy's operation. He's the one in charge.
No!
See, he's not happy.
I made a mistake!
But you can't do this. You can't just build something up like that, then abandon me.
I won't abandon you. I won't.
I mean, I might. I mean, I would happily leave you behind, kid. I don't have a towel, so no, you're quite right, I can't, but if I had a towel, I could always throw it, but I don't think that would accomplish anything. 3 Flanators is going to be a problem. Okay, well, we're going in. Problem be damned, we are going in. What are they weak to? Nothing. Okay, good to know. I must admit, Blitz might not necessarily be the best of choices here. It could be interesting to try, but I mean, the best I can hope for with Blitz, I'm going to leave it blitzing for now, but the best I can hope for, I think, is they get distracted. No, okay, I think we need to start attacking focused attacks. Once you get the stagger, you can outpace the rescue. However, until you get that, okay, yeah, again, we're stuck on blitzes on the auto battle because they're too close together. War and Peace, I think we need the boy healing. This is interesting, they don't do that much damage to you. Okay, we need to... Although once they do start getting max health, they'll stop rescuing and start whacking you, which is always slightly troublesome. Yep, I need to do it manually. Oh, Christ almighty. They are not being very friendly to me. They are preventing me from winning. Please stop doing that. Please stop it. I said stop it. There we go. Just on the edge of stagger, which means now we've got that. And I am relatively certain they can't rescue themselves. So you do now just basically fight a normal fight without them being a pain in the ass. But yeah, they are... God, they are... As I say, it's weird sometimes how memory works. It is just that sound brought it all flooding back as that, like, oh shit, I hate these creatures. Oh, yeah. I must admit, I'm slightly hoping for a save point, because I don't know whether I missed one, or whether they didn't give me one, but I clearly should have Oh, have we got any extra bonus slots here? Oh, yes, we do, but we've filled them back. That's fine. I'm happy to have filled them. But yeah, I do feel slightly like I would like to save it now, game. I would slightly like to save it and put it away if that was a viable option, but apparently no.
So
No,
what
it
do
is
we
not.
do now? We're Lassie, taking time bombs, enemies of Cocoon. If we can't follow the plan, do we just lay down and die?
I didn't mean we should give up.
Then what battles do we fight? And against who? Tell me that!
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet!
That's right. I don't know yet. But I do know we can't lose hope.
Hope? There is no hope. Not for Lassie.
There's you.
It's my name.
It's cheese,
Not who I am.
man.
I was just like you.
Cheese injected into the veins of anyone listening to the dialogue.
My parents died. I had to be strong for Sarah, so I thought I needed to forget my past. And I became Lightning. I thought that by changing my name, I could change who I was.
I don't think we ever actually find
I
out
was
her real
just
name.
a kid.
I wouldn't know for certain. I can't
Lightning.
recall.
It flashes bright, then fades away. It can't protect. It only destroys.
Now, see, there's a certain irony there that they did 13, 13-2, and 13 Lightning Returns, considering she says about lightning striking,
Sarah tried to tell
flashing, and fading away, because she fucking didn't, did she?
I wouldn't listen.
She kept coming back. Kept coming back.
There you are.
If you really are a Lassie, it's my job to deal with you.
Typical.
I threatened her.
Come on, Slowpoke.
Sorry. Got held up.
Where have you been?
I'm really late, huh?
The only one who believed her was Snow.
Don't say it! Don't say his name. It brings everything back. I keep playing it in my head. What happened to her? And then I see his stupid face and he's smiling. How can he smile when she's dead? I know! There's nothing I can do about it. I hate knowing that. No matter what happens, she's not coming back. When I was fighting, there was no time to think about it. It felt good just to give in. But now you start talking about hope.
I mean, there really is no hope, is there? You turn into a crystal with success. You turn into a monster with failure.
I'm sorry, I messed
No
up.
hope in their situation whatsoever.
It's my fault.
Kudos to them for not giving up, but flipping out. Flipping Nora. Should have said that the first time, it would have been funnier. Yeah, well, barely funnier, but, you know. Sometimes barely is about the best you can hope for. Now, are you going to turn around? I really don't think you are, so let's just plough through them. Let's just strike like lightning, ploughing straight through their faces, into their... whatever is behind their faces. I honestly don't know the fucking Flanator. Love that name. Hate the creature, love the name. How often is that the case? But yeah, oh god. I genuinely like the fact that they're called Flanators. It's such a perfect, strange little punny type name. Good, there we go. Once you get rid of either two or one of them, depending on how many you start with, it's an absolute piece of piss to take on Flanators, but until you get rid of the Flanator that's healing the Flanator you're trying to kick the shit out of, oh, they're an absolute nightmare. Nightmare. Do, do, do. You have to wear a helmet, and that means you can't see. Aha, I think I've seen my mythical save point. 'Tis over yonder. 'Tis over my shoulder. Oh, there it is. There is that bad boy. So next time, I think at least, I cannot say this with 100% guarantee, But I believe next time on SaturJay RPG Final Fantasy XIII, we will end up in Palom Palom for real. And that's where a lot of stuff happens and a lot of shit kicks off and it all sort of goes fantastically wonderful. Right, oh, that was back in February, so yes, it's that save file's turn to be updated. And now we'll access that once more and do my little extra save on the save data number 1, my primary save. And then... no, we will just... I can't remember how. I think it's that. There we go, marvellous. Yes, it is. You push escape. If anybody was wondering how to get out of Final Fantasy XIII, at any point in time you can just push the escape button and it says, "Are you sure you wish to exit the game?" And you go, "Yes." And then it farts in your general direction. Slightly concerning noise, but nonetheless, it farts in your general direction and you can say, "Marvellous, that's me done." But there we go. That was your SaturJay RPG. A little bit longer than usual, which is unfortunate because now I have to go cook my dinner, and that will take me some time. And having gone on longer than usual means I'm going to have a later dinner than usual, which is always slightly unfortunate. But let us see if there is a viable raid target. I must admit, I'm not seeing any actual... It's very difficult to know if there's any real people in there. I must admit, a bit of a shame. The old mage fella, whose name I can't fully remember. I do apologise if you ever watch this. I can't imagine he would. But nonetheless, he would, you know... I can't imagine he gives a shit. Anyway, there isn't an obvious Final Fantasy related raid. I suppose technically I could look it up, but as I say, I'm not 100% convinced there's anybody here for the raiding. So it would be a sort of little bit of a lackluster sort of, "Hey, I'm raiding with myself." So I think we'll leave it. I think we'll leave it today. Anyway, I mean, I'll go through the usual, but if nobody's here, nobody's here. Do feel free, as my little sprite Setzer, recolor of Setzer, if anybody was wondering, designed to be slightly closer to me, brown hair, and I like long sandy coats. Who's Sandy Coates? I don't know. It was a woman I met years ago at a bed and breakfast. Why bed and breakfast? I don't know. It was the first thing that sprang to mind. But there you go. Do feel free to !follow if you don't know where the follow button is. Actually, I don't think I've explained where the follow button is. But you can still do it as a command. But ultimately, if you're sat on Twitch, you probably know how to follow someone. It's a little heart symbol at the bottom of the video player. Not sure where it would be in mobile phones. But nonetheless, do feel free to follow. It is supremely useful. It's very nice, very pleasant. Makes me feel good inside because I entirely rely on the acceptance, I suppose. No, not quite what I'm after. Don't know what the word is. Oh well. The acceptance of others for my, for my entire brain to function. As my little sleigh man Setzer pointed out as well, there is a Discord which has just popped up on the screen for live people. Dead people, you don't get to see it. Mostly because you're dead, but also because it doesn't... People watching in the future. Hello! Why are you watching this shit? I do not know. You should have turned off the moment the moment Final Fantasy disappeared. You should just exit the video. But yes, I've set it up so that the commands and Nightbot, they don't turn up on the little chat box in the corner. And there's my man passing by the J Dragonfang Final Fantasy logo, which I'm oddly pleased by. Oddly pleased. It's a bit basic, a bit shit, but pleases me greatly. Based primarily on the Final Fantasy VIII logo, I believe, or at least the colour scheme. Although the yellow is a bit peculiar, but it seemed to work. I liked it. I liked it. Possibly I shouldn't, but I did like it. If anybody's wondering and in desperate desire for entertainment of this evening, you have the options from approximately 9 o'clock of Mr. Caliber, and then I believe probably 9:30, 10 o'clock-ish, you would also have the presence of the Blue Bush. The mighty Blue Bush Come with me and dye your blush. You fucked it, didn't you? You were going to say dye your bush blue. But you threw an L in where it didn't belong. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I am going to say cheerio and then I'm going to stop the stream. Now, that is not as weird as I thought it was, so you probably shouldn't mention it. But yeah, no, it's just a peculiar thing. There's a lot of freeze on my screen right now because, of course, the recording says it's been going 3 hours. Specifically 3 hours, 10 minutes, 12, 13, 14 seconds, etc. There's 43 followers. There's 3,330 views as well. And so it's just a lot of freeze all up in my face. And I just found that weird. You're weird, yes. Thanks for watching. There you go. How convenient. I think the little man is telling me something, and the little man is telling me to stop rambling. And so I shall. Here you go. I've already warned you what's coming next, so be prepared. Cheerio.